And we're off.
Yeah.
You're a grass. You really are a grass.
It is my job in life.
Aye. Festa's fettling before we go live.
People have a right to know.
Aye. Yeah. Big grass, you. Anyway, folks, hello and welcome to a Wednesday Workbench Live for the wonderful, wonderful people at eModels.co.uk. Your
one-stop shop for all your model making needs.
Good man, mate. Good man.
I was ready and waiting. I was like a coiled spring.
Details for this Baneblade are on there. So if you want to build along with us, snag one, and I'm sure they will be more than happy for your custom. In the meantime, how are you, mate? How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you, my friend. I'm not too bad. As usual, it's been a completely unproductive week, as always, but hey.
Mate,
I'm not too bad. I know, but I'm not too bad, doing all right. How are you, my friend?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. I've been doing a bit of work on my motorbike.
Motorbiking.
A bit of work on my Land Rover, which is curing at the moment because it's had a 2K clear put over the decals. So, yeah. In the chat, we have got Scale Model Muse. I might just be the first one here. Have brownie points, Muse. Have some brownie points and extra huggage. She's issuing hugs to myself, and I'm giving hugs back. Fox is saying, good evening, blarp, squigglies, prepare for things, and then grasses me up for fettling. He can't help himself.
Hey,
Absolutely.
I can't help it if the underside of that bus is perfectly shaped for your frame.
Absolutely. Let's give that a twist for a minute. Jackie is in, says, evening, gentlemen. Hello,
hey,
Jackie. As is Jeff Light. Evening, Carl Fox. Everyone in chat. And McLeish is in, going, Parps. Yes, folks, we're doing the 9 p.m. time slot now so that we coincide with the eModels Monday stream, and it just lets the guys across the pond and the guys and the girls across the pond even come in and keep us company as well, and it just makes things a bit easier. So we're going to keep this time slot going for the Wednesday shows, so make a note in your diary.
It's also just much better for us, which is the vastly more important reason.
Absolutely.
We are the most important part of the equation.
It saves me having to stay up from the day before. So, it's just saves me losing an additional night's kip because, So, and we are building wonderful Baneblades. So,
Wunderbar. He's already going, isn't he? Plum heck.
Oh, yeah.
Don't hang around, does he?
Absolutely, mate.
Yeah. Now, don't forget, folks, this is a show for eModels.co.uk, your one-stop shop for model making needs. So, as it is, it's on their channel.
Yes.
So, please keep it nice and clean in chat. It's a family-friendly show. No rude talking in the chat, please. And don't forget, of course, it's bad manners to talk about other retailers, model retailers in the chat on the model show. So, please don't talk about other model retailers while you're hanging out in chat.
Absolutely.
And don't forget, of course, that we all have the chat in front of us. There's no way to sand this without waving a whole tank around. We've got the chat in front of us. So if you want to catch our attention, you can do @ModelMakingGuru or you can do @Festa67's Workshop in chat, and it'll pop our name up, but it might pop our name up in a coloured box. Or you can do a super chat by pressing the dollar button underneath the chat window, and we can definitely see that when that pops up. So hang out. If you're watching this embedded in Facebook or Twitter or somewhere, wherever the guys posted it up, by the guys, I mean me and Colin, then please do consider clicking on the YouTube icon on the bottom right-hand corner where you can carry on watching on YouTube and join the live chat.
Absolutely,
because we are
folks.
lovely. We can fill your brain full of interesting things.
Can we?
Well, I didn't say useful, I said interesting.
I was going to say, when did that change?
Yeah, well, hey, didn't you get the memo?
Kevin Stevens is in chat. Evening, Colin and Fox. McLeish says, Festa, you're not cheating on the build. Not at all. No, I'm not, mate. I'm being really good. 2 minutes in and I've dropped my first piece on the floor, but I'm doing well.
Hey! First piece.
He says hi to Jeff, as does Jackie. Panzercat's in. He says, Fettle Petal, the new album for Roy Fox Orbison. See what you did there. Bobbins goes, I am a family-friendly chatter. Yes, you are, Bobbins. You certainly are, my friend.
You are? He's done rude words occasionally, but only ever accidentally. So.
Yeah, it happens. We've all done it, but yeah.
I apologise for being out of shot, but I can't really wave this around. There's a microphone just there and a camera there. I can't really manhandle it that easily when I do the whole tank. So just realised I made a shocking sanding job on my fuel barrels, so I'm just tidying them up.
Oh, really? Were they proper minginess, were they, mate?
Yeah, they weren't. I mean, they're going to be painted to look reused and battered anyway, but they weren't exactly nicely
Let's
sanded.
see whether I can get a slightly better angle for you, folks, because the benches are getting rather full of Baneblade goodness now, because as it grows, it does become a bit of a bench filler. What have we done? Yep. We have got an additional turret on the front. Well, I say turret, one of them. So that's going to have a dude in it with the machine gun, because I thought it needed something on the front there. It was just a bit naked. So
does it not have a little turret on there, or is that a different?
No, this is a different panel that goes in on the shadow sword, mate, to what you're building.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought I'll go for an additional turret because we can. So that's what I've done on that. What am I doing? I'm doing a bit of sanding on the aerials, turrets. I'm going to build the dude with the machine gun, get that all done. Suitably drilled the barrel out because I can. Roll out the barrel. There you go. So that's all done. Got a big box of greebles there. Got the big boomer. It's got a big boomstick in here. So we've got to have that done. Have you a bit of him? Plop. It's you some of that, my son. Have you a bit of him?
Some of that.
So yeah.
Ooh,
so we got that.
Cube, isn't it?
That is. So yeah, that'll be painted off the tank and then joined at a later session. So yeah, so this makes it a bit easier. Same with the exhausts and same with these guns as well that go on the front. I'll put them on once I've painted them. They'll sit there quite happily doing their gunny McGunny noises. So yeah. This is that itty bitty stage, dude, isn't it, that we're at?
Yeah, on mine, I'm realising that there's no way to sand things on the Baneblade without actually making a lot of noise, because the whole model is just a sound chamber like a guitar.
It's all right, mate. It's so what it is, mate.
It's a great instrument. Yeah. So I'm doing the Baneblade itself. So I've just started building the turret, and I went to all the trouble of magnetising, put some plastic card in there and magnetised it so I could put the dude in, and forgot he actually sits in the cupola, which goes in there anyway, so I don't need that magnet. Yeah. But I might actually put a magnet on there just so it can stay in place and not fall off all the time.
But we have these happy accidents so that you don't have to, folks. Could you also let us know in the chat that audio and video's going out okay as well, please, folks, just so that we know. Sorry, mate, I spoke over you there. Shame on me.
That's all right. Shut up, Fox. Right, so...
so
I put that in there. And the reason I did that was that the last tank I built was the Macarius, which had the cupola, which the guy wasn't moulded in or didn't fit into the cupola. So I had to magnetise the figure, whereas this guy actually is part of the cupola. So, and I don't know the correct way to pronounce cupola. It's cupola. I just say cupola.
Don't matter to me, mate. People know what I'm saying. Well, I hope they do.
I heard an astronaut say that about the ISS, so I believe everything the astronauts say. I'll take them at their word. Well, this astronaut said it's cupola. So
Jeff says audio and video is perfect. Thank you very, very much, mate, for that. Jeff helps us out because, like I say, it's nice to know, because we don't know whether there's an issue. See, so yeah, that's handy.
So so I've done the body and everything. I'm doing the Baneblade, not the same as Carl.
Yeah.
So I've not done anything fancy. Of course, I've blocked in the ends of the barrels, as we both have, because they've got the horrible mould line. Yeah. And there was a slight gap in that panel there, so I've sort of tarted it up with some plastic card and rivets, and then done the same on the other side just to make it all blend in, so it looks like part of the armour. And when that's primed and painted, that won't stand out. So you're made of rivets. But that's the beauty of these Baneblades. If you want to add lots of panels and rivets and things just to give it more detail, you can do, because you could put plastic card that thick on it with some rivets around it, and it just look like part of the tank.
Yeah.
You could literally just spong anything onto this tank.
It can hide a multitude of sins, mate. I did it on the bottom because there's that big horrible seam under there, so I just put a strip under there, a line of bolts on it, so when it's primered, it looks like it's an intentional multi-bolty joiny.
I might do the same, but I've got a slight step in mine, and then I have to sand it flat so it didn't all wobble around. So, but yeah, you got that gap down there, but nobody's going to see that.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to see it. I've got a bit. I realised I've got a massive gap there that I didn't realise. This must have popped out a little bit, but it's too late now. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Probably explains why my tracks aren't quite lined up straight, but
yeah, but
it's too late now. Can't do
that's a
nothing
Games
about that.
Workshop moulding error, isn't it? You don't possibly make mistakes. Not having built so many Bane blades, you wouldn't build a crooked one, would you?
I never make mistakes. It's clearly Games Workshop's fault.
Yeah,
so.
we'll clarify that. Fox hasn't made a building error because he's a GNU. Can't make errors.
I'm a GNU. How do you do? Bobbins is in and he says the sound is coming through in lovely colours.
Oh, thank you very much, Bobbins. Thank you very
Audio
much.
is visual and video is audible, says McLeish.
Don't forget, folks, what's in the belly? What is on your bench? What is your beverage of choice? Because
who's your father and what does he do?
we need to know all of this because we will not sleep if we don't.
Nope.
We have to know.
I must know all the information that you can provide for me for the reasons of big reasons.
Absolutely.
Very specific reasons which I'm not at liberty to share with you because I haven't made them up yet.
Yeah.
Wait, did I just say the quiet bit out loud?
You did. Your quiet voice went very loud again, dear.
Yes. Now, the question for me is, do I do the big doddy long gun or do I do the little stubby massive muzzle brake gun?
Yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? I mean, I was pretty restricted because I went for a particular one, but
well, I think that looks it's a bit of a chode, isn't it? Really,
it looks a little bit.
A little bit word I can't say on the eModels stream.
Yeah, whereas the other one's proper squig, art.
Ooh, do you know what Hellhammer cannon is in French?
Hellhammer canon.
Canon Hellhammer, yeah. You know what a Baneblade cannon is in French?
Le canon Baneblade.
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing, isn't it?
God, did I just speak French?
You did?
No, grips the bench in nervous tension. There you go.
Of course, in German it sounds great because it's Hellhammer Geschütz.
Sounds good, mate.
Yeah, so I think I might go for the standard Baneblade.
Yeah, give it a bit of...
Looks better.
Yeah, that's a little bit... I
mean,
want to shoot my gun, but my bullet will only go...
Yeah, I mean, the Hellhammer's quite a good...
I'm not doing the Shadow Sword, folks, which is that variant there.
Let's have a look. The Baneblade cannon has a 72-inch range. How many feet is 72? I don't know. How big is 72 inches in feet?
Yeah, so that's what I'm building, folks.
Hang on, let me ask Siri.
There you go. So yeah, something slightly different.
How many feet is 72 inches?
Well, 12 inches, 1266.
6 feet. Ooh.
Yeah,
I was asking Siri.
Yeah.
I just realised the Baneblade cannon, if I build the long one, if you're playing this on a standard 6x3 table, that means you can shoot anywhere on the table.
Yeah.
And theoretically, if you've got a 3 foot wide table and your Baneblade, say, on the left-hand side, and you shoot to the left, you could technically shoot into the game played on the table next to you.
Nice one.
Yeah. Depending on where you are, I could fire a shot at your bad guys, because I'd be the good guys, obviously, and it could go past you and actually land on the people behind you playing a totally different game. I'd love that. I'd be like, excuse me, mate, I think I've just taken half your Stormcast out. Sorry.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
And it has an S of 9, an AP of -3, a D of 3, and abilities none. Whereas the what was the other one called? The Hellhammer cannon.
Hellhammer cannon. Oh, was he dropped out? But that didn't take long. Hold up a minute. Let's stop what I'm doing. I'll do a be right back and I'll open up the yard. Bear with us, folks. Right, and just wait for Fox to come in. God, that didn't take long for him to fall out, folks. And there he is. There you go.
I was still there. You haven't disappeared at my end. I could still see.
No, you disappeared on my end, mate.
Ah,
yeah. So the curse. Yeah. The curse is back. Yeah. So it looks gone.
Normally, when that happens, like I'm just on my own, but you were still there. I could still see and hear you. So.
Yeah, I could see me. No one could see you, mate. But looks like we'll be doing this in StreamYard again going forward. Then. No,
we'll just carry on. There's only a brief.
Yeah.
Brief jump in it if it falls over.
Yeah, wasn't your screensaver kicking in again, was it?
No, it's turned off, I told you.
Yeah. Anyway, McLeish, belly, KFC trilogy box, Zinger Tower burger, popcorn chicken strip, hot wings, baked beans and barbecue sauce, cherry cola, lunch, a BMT wrap, a mug of coffee. Kevin, belly, his beef stew, dumpling and new spuds. Dessert was semolina and jam. Coffee. Day off from the cave today, has got other chores to do. Panzer says, who had 15 minutes in the pool? Yeah, who had that? Yeah. Yeah, it happens. It's just how it is. Yeah. Because it used to happen back in the day, didn't it, with StreamYard where you used to ping out. So definitely something.
I don't know what it is. I've got everything that it could be turned off. So
yeah.
Probably slobs being pants.
I don't know, to be quite honest with you, mate, because it used to happen to you in StreamYard, mate.
Oh yeah, that was something. I think that was something else. That was a specific setting on the thing that I fixed. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, well, it's definitely nothing here because everything's been reinstalled, but not to worry. Not to worry. So you'll have to make do with slightly smaller windows, folks, I'm afraid.
Mm-hmm. You get what you're given?
Absolutely.
Right, what was I doing? Big gun, that's what I was doing.
Right.
Yeah, it's my big gun.
Fox tripped over the power cable, says McLeish. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's power cable there, don't trip over it. What power cable, Fudd? Yeah.
That's not the gun I'm looking for.
Kevin says, more than likely gaming settings again. Do you fiddle with your settings when you're gaming then live? I don't know.
I don't use my PC for game. I don't use my PC for game.
No, you're going out like I would through the capture card, aren't you, Elgato?
No, not on the PC.
Yeah.
What do you mean when I'm gaming? Yeah, I don't use the PC at all other than for streaming.
That's right.
I don't know what it is. I can't imagine any other settings that I could tweak to change it. So
it is what it is.
It is what it is. There's the cannon.
Oh, they're picking on you now. Probably couldn't see it due to your glasses. See?
Yeah.
Mocularity ensues.
I see what they did there.
Right. So that's the scene gone from that. Sorry?
See and hear everything. I know it wasn't my broadband because I could see and hear and everything.
Yeah. So. Yeah, no, it was just black screen coming through.
Black screen.
Pardon me, it could be their browser.
Yeah, I don't trust their website browser thing. I don't think it's a problem with slobs at your end. I think it's a problem with their browser.
It's definitely not here because pretty much everything's been reinstalled other than Windows, mate.
Yeah, I think it's their web browser thing. It's not great at the best of times.
I'll set the profiles up in the other one because the only reason we do it in a different format is we like to try to give you guys the bigger screens with 1440p, which StreamYard doesn't do. So we like to try to give you as much high-def vision because I've had people before sort of, the screens are too small. It's like these screen sizes are pretty much StreamYard's default because the other bigger screens on them is biblical bish, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So
at the end of the day, without being able to build our own server network and streaming software, we have to go off what's available. So
absolutely. Yes. Jeff Light Belly a bit earlier was king size sausage rolls with crispy potatoes and baked beans. Bench now as the Warhammer ogres have gone to bed for the night. Beverage just lemonade at the moment. Happy days, mate.
King size bigly sausage rolls.
Yeah, I had bully rolls the other night because I teased Fox with a picture, and I had waffles.
Bird's eye potato waffles, a waffly versatile. I had to do that.
I knew he would do that. I couldn't remember the ditty myself, so
I remember all the things about everything. I never forget a good ditty.
There you go. So, look at the post-it.
Steady, steady.
I am. I'll be very steady. You believe how steady I'm being.
The most steady.
Yeah. Even Sagan couldn't be as steady as me. Right. So we got a bit of that going on. So let's get rid of that because that's gnarly, that is.
What are you building? What are you building?
I'm putting the ammo box on the side of me gun for my additional turretage.
That's one of those parts that's known as that bit that pings off all the damn time.
Because I could have built the other dude, but then that would have been 2 Ruperts pointing, and it's like, you
don't want that.
I want that because Senior Rupert will have the ump with Junior Rupert, and then you'll have Rupert fighting. So,
have you not got some spare dudes from the other Beyblade you built?
Yeah, I'm using this one with the double guns because I'm not building that variant. So, yeah. So I didn't want to build 2 pointy Ruperts because, can't have that.
Unless they're both pointing in the same direction because whatever's there is really important. I mean, really, really important.
Yeah, it could have been doubly important, but...
so important that all the Ruperts are pointing.
Yeah, but I just thought, I'll do this, dude, because, it's just nice to have something different. Suspend his arms down a taddly. Have you a bit of him?
Have you a bit of that? So
I don't want to glue these in either because I want to paint them off the model because,
Yeah, that's what I'm doing mine.
Try not to drop it, though, Cole, because, Captain Twitchy strikes again.
Try to keep the figures out of the model till they're painted.
Absolutely.
As long as you can glue them in easily without making a real mess, then you can keep them out and paint them.
That's why we trim the edges off and all of that lot, so that they go in a lot easier.
Oh, yes. Right, let's get there. That was beatbox. I heard beatbox.
That's a myth. It's something at your end, mate. It's your settings. See what I did there?
Screensaver.
Yeah, it's your screensaver. You've got beatbox screensaver. Yeah, I know.
Damn it.
Busted.
Don't give yourself a blue screen of death now.
So he's going to sit there like that. And he's going to come over there like that. Onto there. So we want to get the angle of the dangle right on that.
Angle of dangle.
So when that's painted, I just want to get his hands.
You need hands.
Right. A bit Maxy there, was it? A bit Max Boggraves?
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Yeah. Max Bald Spot.
Yeah.
Making me coaxial gun.
Or coaxial gun, not a normal gun, but a coaxial gun, yeah?
Yeah.
Like
For all the coaxial needs.
Oh, yeah, that's mint. That'd be her now.
You're mint. Wait, that wasn't an insult, was it? God.
That wouldn't. No, I'm made of mints.
Curses.
Right. So that can be painted off the model, as can Chief Rupert. What? Yeah, you. I know.
You will shoot over there now, please. Thank you.
So we've got gunnage. So when it comes to shipping that, I can actually glue them in then once it's painted. It's only going to be, the only problem's going to be the aerials. So...
How do they work?
Yeah, it's one of them. They can just stick them on, can't they?
Yeah.
Get a pot of extra fin from your stock and glue these bad boys on. It will take you 2 minutes.
No, because then they'll slip and they'll get glue everywhere and we're in the paint job and there'll be sadness.
Yeah.
Put a little note saying, this is a magnet, it goes here, there you go, there's the aerial for the thing.
So you got to think of these things.
That's why when I did my Eagle Transporter, I literally took it there myself. I thought, they're never going to be able to set that up. I'll take it.
I didn't think your car could make journeys.
No, I got a lift. Oops. I was transported. I think, was it Ted that drove me? I think Ted picked me up.
Was Ted in the infamous Ted Mobile?
His Mini, which was ironically bigger than most of everybody else's cars.
Yeah, he had the Countryman, didn't he? That was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Countryman is no more. It is no more, is it?
I can't believe, right? I mean, I drive around in a 20-year-old Fiesta and it's absolutely fine. And he had that Countryman for about 3.5 years and it reached the end of its life and it was not worth fixing. It's like, your car's about 6 years old. How is that even a thing on a modern car that after 6 years it's not worth fixing? Is that how it works now? Your car's good for about 4 years.
Pretty much. You know, gone are the days where, like, you could go out and buy a ball joint. Now it's a complete suspension arm that's £1,011 So it's beyond economical repair by the time you buy all the parts.
That's just nonsense. I mean,
crazy, isn't it?
My Fiesta's 20 years old.
Yeah.
And it's, past its last 2 MOTs, no problem.
Yeah, well, you look at my old Monza, 1985.
Monza. My Land Rover was 1970 something.
Yeah.
That might be 1982, actually.
Absolutely.
Well, no, that fell apart, but yeah, hey, it was still 30 years old. So.
Jeff says, probably my end, but you've gone a bit fuzzy vision. He said, that's because Fox is trying to focus. He said, it's all good now. Yeah, it's probably a bit of the old bandwidth, mate. It's going out okay here because I've got it on screen so I can see what's transmitting. Yeah,
StreamYard's not the best, but it does the job, I suppose.
Yeah, you have gone down from 1440 to 720.
720. So, yeah.
Because StreamYard only does that. Yeah.
You've gone from Xbox Series S down to like Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Or like 3 games on the original Xbox.
Hence why we like using the other software, because it does give you more clearer picture. But
I've made me a big boomstick. Let all the glue do its stickiness so I can clean it up later.
So we'll get that off of there.
Or I can make my big doddy stub gun. My big, what's it called? It's called we're not going to tell you what the gun's actually called. Well, thank you very much.
McLeish says, the modern cars are designed to break. Yeah. Basically, it's factored in, isn't it, the life expectancy? It's like, It's naughty, though, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same with all modern electronics, it's, I mean, we all had a CRTV that had been in the family for generations, and yet the average flat panel now, it's dead within 7 years.
Yep. It's just the difference between like mechanical, but not mechanical, but less electronic gubbins and like more electronic gubbins nowadays.
Yeah. That's it. You've gone from analog to digital, and it's got all of its inbuilt design quips. Quips, he says. Quips.
Did you say quips?
I did.
That's a word and everything.
Proper Mr. Chumley Warner mode, wasn't it? What?
I say.
Jeeves, can you pass me on my smoking jacket and pipe, please?
I've just found out, I didn't realise this, but I've just found out now, after building 5 of these things, that the tracks on this tank actually count as a melee weapon.
Really?
Yeah, because you run into someone with the tank, they're not going to survive.
Yeah, they get tracked of death.
So you actually get the tracks actually count as a weapon, as it say. Adamantium tracks, melee, D3 damage.
Yeah, Andy says, the cars from the 60s and 70s were made to last, unless you was unfortunate enough to get a Friday car from BL, but,
Oh, yeah, special Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
Metro or...
Yeah, Friday afternoon pup.
Yeah, Allegro or whatever.
Yeah, you take off the door panel and inside's an half-eaten cheese sandwich. It's like, Friday car.
Yeah, that's not a cheese sandwich. That's a cheese sandwich from the guys that made it.
Yeah.
Right. I'm doing a big fat stubby demolisher cannon.
Turrets of goodness getting dumped. Hugh Golden's in saying, hi guys. Hello Hugh, how you doing, buddy? Lovely to see you in, mate. Hope you're keeping well, mate.
Tonight I mostly be drinking in my eModels mug an official eModels coffee.
Oh, you ledge.
Made with eModels milk in my eModels Burko. And eModels corporate pop from the tap. Corporation pop. I use an eModels spoon.
You're a spoon.
You're an eModels spoon. Wait. Oh yeah, I need that bit as well, don't I? Sponge.
In there. Scrapey, scrapey. Still haven't decided how much weathering damage to do on this bad boy yet.
Well,
Need to give it a bit of thought.
It could be hundreds of years old.
Oh, this is it. They've been prowling around for thousands of years, some of them, so...
Could you really prowl in a tank that's as big as an office block?
Probably. I think you could be stealthing it if you really wanted to be.
If you're hardcore.
Yeah, if an orc had looted it, then yeah, he would have been stealth because he would have thought that no one could see him.
That's true.
He says, orange. Andy says, my flat screen Samsung that's upstairs has been running for 15 years. Yeah, I've got one that's on 12 years at the moment. I literally just put in a new power board because the capacitors went on the other one, so of which I've got a set of caps, so I can now solder that up and sell it on.
I don't know what any of that conversation meant. I have no understanding of such things.
So buying a new telly, mate.
Yep. There's that. Now I made Festa a very happy man today.
You did.
And it only cost me £2.99.
Now I'm getting worried.
I'll let you explain that.
Yeah, I will do once I've just finished eating, mate. I've got a gob full of chocolate at the moment, mate.
Ooh! What chocolate? Nom, 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 nom. Now, the problem with this demolisher cannon is it's got a ring of around the bottom of the cannon, and there's all rivets on it, and that's also where the nubs go. And getting the nubs off without taking all the rivets out, it's a right pain in the bum. Plus, it's got the mould line right between them all as well, which is also a pain in the bum. Sometimes it's easier just to cut all the rivets off and reapply them, which I might be tempted to do if I can't make a good job of cleaning up.
Let's just put that down there for a minute. Yes, a certain person sent me a copy of Grim Fandango remastered on the Xbox. Yeah. Something I didn't even realise was on the Xbox store, if I'm honest. Oh, there it is. There's the hammer.
I didn't either. I was going through it's the spring sale. I was going through and looking at what was there, and there was nothing took my fancy at all. Because it's just the same old stuff they have in all the sales, basically. But I was like, oh, Grim Fandango. I didn't even know that was a thing. I've no interest in playing it, but I know who will.
Yeah, it's a game of goodness.
Yeah, because Cole was going to stream it, but he's been fanning around with the PC trying to get it to stream. And so I'm like, well, let's get on the Xbox so you can stream it easily that way.
Yeah, I mean, it will stream out, but the picture quality wasn't the greatest, so...
No. Plus, you're streaming on the thing that you're also playing the game on. It's never right.
Yeah. Whereas now, it can all be done on the one format. Oh, get in.
Yes. Plus, you can get achievement points for it while you're playing it.
Yeah. Makes sense, mate.
He doesn't know what achievements are, but...
No, I've got no idea. I'm just nodding, mate. You know this. You know my routine. I just nod in approval and go, yes, fuck.
Colin has precisely one newspaper in the house. He's had it for many years, and it's there on standby when I'm talking, so he can just rustle it and say, yes, dear.
Yeah. You've got
it. The only newspaper he's owned for about 5 years.
You know, I cannot remember the last time I bought a newspaper.
Nope. I can't. I mean,
it's going to be back in the 90s. It's got to be.
Yeah. I mean, the last time I read a newspaper would have been waiting at the chip shop where they have a copy of the... It's always like my local chippy, because you can wait there for a while. They have a newspaper. It's always the Mail or the Sun, and I'm like, I don't want either of that rubbish. Oh.
Yeah.
I don't want to stand in public and be seen reading either the Mail or the Sun.
Yeah.
One makes me a fascist and one makes me a moron, so I don't know why either of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well. Oh, well. I won't read the paper then.
McLeish says, only $2.99. I didn't realise Festa was so cheap. Oh, yeah, mate.
Absolutely cheap as chips.
Cheap as chips, mate.
It's a cheap day, I tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm shocked. There, he just said that. That's what you just said.
Dominic Cuckoo's in says, good evening, hey, Colin and Fox. Good evening, Dominic. How you doing, my friend? Yeah. Lovely to see you in, mate.
Welcome, welcome.
Everyone saying hello to Dominic.
You're both blowing at the same time. Very touching.
That sounded wrong.
Yep. You're wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, we were. All the accessories, all the accessories.
Oh,
Do you know
all the
this is going to
accessories.
be getting close to priming at this rate?
Really? I knew you were rushing ahead. Not rushing, but I knew you were ahead of me. I knew you were far ahead of me.
Pardon me. Yeah, yeah. I'll go back through the destructions in a minute and see whether there are
Potentials.
Yeah, potential, how can we say, add-ons that I can create? Embellishments. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Embellishments.
Accoutrement.
Yeah, so I might, you can see what's going to happen here. It's going to end up as a mini Insane Blade, isn't it? But
it's going to end up with, like, sleds and like...
Yeah, but I kind of want it...
moving castle. In a
yeah, I kind of want it to try to be as original as possible, if that makes sense, because at the end of the day, if it needs to be played at any point, it can be then.
It's never going to be played. All the words that are coming out of your mouth now are completely wasted.
Yeah, I know, but you never know. You know, someone might go into Pete and say, I want to buy that. You never know.
Oh, yeah, well, that's true.
You know, and Pete's going to go, ooh, yacht money.
I mean, yeah, people would absolutely sell any of the display models at the drop of a hat, and that's fine. But I mean, when you say, like, I don't want to do too much, I'm like, yeah, those words are just meaningless.
Yeah.
Don't want to go too far. Silence. Just stop. Just stop.
Yeah, don't want to get carried away, do I?
Ain't doing yourself no favours. No.
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Right, let's build this little miniature turret then, shall we? Oh no, I can do that little glasses plate viewing port.
The thing is, I keep looking at that Gatling gun thinking, yeah, it so needs to go on there, but I'm going to be good. I'm going to stick to my guns and yeah, build it as is.
You're going to stick to your guns and not stick to your guns.
Yeah. So...
You build it however you want to build it, buddy. It's going to sit in a cabinet and look pretty, and that's it.
Yeah, I know. But we got that on there. We got that on there. Could put the searchlight on it. That won't hurt, will it?
Ooh, talking about the searchlight. Now, the searchlight for me is the thing that I would much prefer to paint off the tank.
Yeah.
But I've never found a reliable way to be able to glue it onto the tank without making a mess with the glue, because it's not an easy thing to stick on. It's not like
this is the problem.
Locks into a hole. Yeah, it's like it's a grace fit. You just put it on and glue it. So I'd love to paint it off the model, but I'd never trust that I can glue it on nicely enough.
That's the problem. You're always going to end up sponging the paint job, ain't you?
Spong. Yes, just not worth it. It's not worth it.
Not worth the upset, mate.
Especially when I'm trying to do all these like blends and gradients and wet blends on it and stuff on the searchlight. It's like, yeah, I need to not be holding the entire turret right now. Would be handy. But hey, we do what we do.
Yeah, that's the only testing thing with it, isn't it? Is some of the bits you think, oh, only we didn't have to attach it. But
yeah. And the last thing you want to do is hefting the whole thing around.
Yeah. Right,
but luckily it's on a turret, so you can just pop the turret off, and with like you, if you don't glue the cannon onto the turret, then you've got a lot less to be hefting around.
Absolutely, that's why I don't want to put it on until last minute. But I'm going to magnetise it anyway, so
magnetise,
because that way when it comes to shipping it, I can wrap the big boomer up, and all I got to do is just slap it on.
Steady.
Where did I put it?
You could. Yours isn't glued down. Your top, you could just put it inside.
Yeah.
Bit of bubble wrap, a bit of fluff in there, and bang it all in the interior. Done. There you go. Job's done. I've got that. Those bits fit the little turret.
Grab them bits out of my box.
Muse says, I suppose I should get ready to work later. I'll take care, Muse.
Take care, Marcy. You take care, love.
Jabel. Don't let them grind you down.
Yeah.
Gatling gun, do it, says McLeish. Lee Eagle says, hi guys, bench, I don't know if you've done this, 1/8 scale R34 GTR Skyline.
Oh, nice one.
It's a model kit, but has remote control capability, and it's a 568mm long in Midnight Purple 2.
Oh, nice one, mate. Nice to see you, Lee. Hope you're keeping well, mate.
Yep. McLeish says, what Baneblade am I building, Fox? I'm building the Baneblade. And Colin, you're building the...
Shadow Sword, mate.
Shadow Sword.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's a sword that's a shadow.
Oh.
Like you could go into stealth mode in a Baneblade. Come on.
Yeah. Paul Di Tommaso's in, says, hello, people. Welcome, Paul.
Hello, Paul. Love to you and Don, mate. Both all right?
Now, I can't remember with orcs. They have their orc commandos who actually use stealth.
Yes.
And I think they use the colour purple.
Yeah.
And I think to orcs, purple is the stealthy colour.
Yeah.
Which is why only the orc commandos and such use it. So they just take purple. You never see it. If you saw a purple Baneblade, you'd be like, I didn't see that. I see no purple Baneblade.
Yeah, to them, purple is invisibility.
Now, here's the question. Are you going to leave this grill off the engine at the back and paint the engine? Or are you going to glue it over?
I've got no grillage insert on the back of mine, mate.
Oh, no, you've got an open platform, haven't you? Oh, you got... Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, so, don't have none of that, mate.
So you won't be using that, then?
Won't be using that, mate. Don't need it.
No.
Killed that conversation, mate, didn't it?
Yeah. Well,
yeah, it's like, don't do it. Yeah, there's quite a few bits that aren't needed on it. It's surprising.
I actually forgot that bit isn't a bit of the bit, the thing with the bit.
Yeah.
Where's these bolters then?
That sounded right, didn't it? Police's Gatling gun equals rotator cannon. Brr. Absolutely, mate.
Right, where are these storm bolters? Come on now. Oh, they're over there. There they go. Wait, is that the ones? No, that's not the ones.
There you go. Bit of that on there.
This is where not having numbered parts can sometimes be a bit of a pain.
Yeah.
Right, which are the ones for the sponsons and which are the ones not for the sponsor?
Oh, decisions.
Well, I've got the two bolters that go on the front turret, but I'm not sure how they're different to the sponson ones. The sponson ones have an ammo feed. Oh, right, okay, that makes sense. Ammo chain.
Old Dave Tommaso says, pulled a box of models out from the shed. I found the trees. Oh, good man.
I speak to the trees.
There you go.
Trees are green, yeah?
Yeah. He says that he won from Fox a number of years ago. There you go.
Oh, right.
Something to build, Bill.
God, yeah, that's years ago.
Yeah.
I remember that, doing the Warhammer Sunday giveaways, and I had like some trees. I was like, look, trees.
Yeah. Good find, mate.
I think it's like a pre-made. Is it like a pre-made tree with leaves and everything on it?
I presume so.
It's like when you get some seagrass and you sprinkle some flock on it and stuff. And it's like that picture. I think.
Yeah.
It's just pre-made. I forgot about those. Wow, that's going back a long way. I've still got lots of stuff I need to one day do giveaways for, and I can afford such things. Boxes of kits and things to do for prizes that people sent me. They'll never get built, they'll never get sold, they'll just be given away eventually.
Absolutely.
Might just be a while.
Well, it's just the postage was getting crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a very expensive thing. It's like to send someone a master grade like gunplay if they're in, say, America or South America, so it's like 50 quid.
Yeah.
Shipping sometimes. Which is like,
I done 60 quid on postage, just sending stickers out one month.
Yep. It's nice to do them. Unfortunately, when it takes all your income just to send prizes out, it became a bit of an issue.
Yeah. By all means, send us a stamped addressed envelope, but I'll send you stickers and shop cards and that. I don't mind.
Send it to Pebble Mill, BBC Television Centre, London, W12, 8QT. Now, that wasn't Pebble Mill's address, I know, but I can't remember their actual address. Points of View, BBC Television Centre, London.
It wasn't Pebble Mill, Teddington Lock.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
It was some poncy middle class Milton Keynes, not Milton Keynes, but something like that. In East Anglia somewhere or something, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. Pebble Mill. God, make me feel old now.
Yeah. I mean, nationwide.
Yeah. Yeah, nationwide, day by day. Oh, well, you probably didn't see that because it was regional, so...
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't know what that was. That's
back
live.
in the
Remember
days
That's Live?
of... Yeah, remember that? Esther Ratbag.
Yeah.
I used to think that was her name.
Hey, Rapid.
Yeah.
All I got in my head right now.
Oh, that was his name, bloke.
Roland Rat.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, that irritating geezer with a big hammer.
Timmy Mallet.
Oh, that's him. Yeah.
Timmy. What's his second name? Mallet. I used to listen to him on Piccadilly Radio when I was a kid because I used to go to bed. I had a little handheld transistor radio about that big when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I had it because I wasn't into music, but I used to go to bed. I was about 6 or 7 years old, and I had a can of Shandy Pilsner.
Yeah.
I was allowed a can of Shandy Pilsner, and a Turkish Delight and a pack of prawn cocktail crisps.
Yeah.
Before I went to bed because it was the 70s, and
Yeah.
and I'd listen to Timmy Mallet on Piccadilly Radio at like 8 o'clock at night before I went to bed.
Yeah.
Before I went to sleep. I was a kid. I didn't know any better. And he was quite funny back in those days. He's still going, He does lots of like corporate stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does lots of like corporate presentations and stuff. That's how he makes his money nowadays. He's done it for years.
Well, like I say, he made his money at the end of the day, so he must have been doing something right.
Yeah. Well, it was of the 80s, and it was the perfect time for that kind of nonsense.
It was of its time, wasn't it?
Yeah. But he does lots of like corporate gigs where it's people who were like that age in the 80s.
Yeah.
And now they're all middle age and they're all like businessmen, so they hire him for their dues.
Yeah.
To be young.
Yeah,
again.
a bit of that retro nostalgia stuff, isn't it? It's a thing now, isn't it?
This tiny little component, right? It's got 3 nubs on it.
Yeah.
3 nubs on something that big is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like, really?
And they're all on really hard to get to bits as well.
He also says, Paul, that he found his second Lindbergh flintlock pistol that he was working on. Oh, nice one.
Yeah.
Oh, right little find that is then, Paul.
Yeah.
Fair play to you, mate.
McLeish says, Paul Tomaso says, 3 bare trees in the box, they need foliage. Oh, right. I thought they were believed. Obviously not befoliaged.
Partridge in a bare tree.
You're a partridge.
Or made of partridges.
My dad would say. Partridge and peasants.
Right, a bit of them, a bit of that, a bit of this.
A little viewing port on the front here.
Oh, you ledge.
Yeah. Done.
And we've got loads of bullets and things. I'll put a bit of detritus on it, but nothing major.
Detritus is a sergeant in the Ankh-Morpork Watch.
Have you got your quote ready?
Oh, no, hang on. I'll find a quote, hang on.
Yeah, no worries. I won't read until you give us the nod.
I've got to scroll down like 600 paragraphs talking about cannabis first. That's the downside of this Wikipedia entry. I always seem to find the same one. Hang on. Here we go.
Candygram for Mongo's in. He says, I, Festa, Fox, Paul, Andy, Jeff, Dominic, and all in chat. Won't be able to chat, but I've been listening for a bit. So for the time being, status equals monitoring.
Ooh. This is for Jeff. There is a part of me creating the perceptions in which everyday life would be bizarre. There's another part of me which is a kind of observer. About half of the pleasure comes from the observer part, appreciating the work of the creator part.
There you go.
Unfortunately, that was about cannabis, but there you go. You get what you're given. He says hello to everybody.
It was still a legend.
All right. His voice reminds me of someone, and I can see the person's face, but I can't remember who they are.
Yeah.
When I hear him, I can see that. I can see a face. I can't remember who it is. It's turret time.
Oh, get your turrets here, folks. Freight repair.
Not turret time because it's family friendly, but turret time.
Everyone's saying hello to Jeff.
Hello, Jeff. How are you, my friend? I have to give Games Workshop extra points for having hollow barrels and all these bolters and stuff. It's like, thank goodness for that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does make a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, all the sponsons on this puppy, and you've got to drill the barrels out. No, thank you. Got a JPEG.
Yeah, we'd be sitting there crying, wouldn't we, mate?
Yeah.
I just squish these bullets together and then I can go round and denub seam and do all the business with them. But a nice big squish just uses the kit's own plastic then as a filler.
Yeah, you're a filler.
I like being filler. You're made of filler.
Filler. Sorry. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
Wasn't really worth it, was it?
Not really, no.
Not really, no. It's hard.
Right. So that's them. Let's get rid of those little greeble things off of there. Oh.
Don't forget, folks, this kit is available from eModels.co.uk. However, do be aware that the version that we are building is the now out of print version. Unfortunately, they changed it just as we got ours delivered.
Yeah.
Is the original version. The new one is exactly the same kit. It just comes with an extra sprue that has all the extra bits on it, like the extra ladders and fuel tanks and extra sponsons and stuff. I don't know if eModels have the new one in stock yet, but they'll still have some of the old ones in stock. So if you go on the website, if you want to order this, link in the description below the video. It links to the original SKU, the original version that we're making. And it will say on the bottom if it's got the extra additional sprue or not.
Yeah,
so
it will tell you.
But it's exactly the same kit. It's no different. It's just that extra sprue that comes with it now, which is literally extra sponsons and some bits and bobs, accessories and stuff. We're building the one that doesn't come with that.
Yeah, I mean, dare I say it, we don't need the extra sponsons anyway, do we? Because we're not using them, so...
No. GW used to sell them separately, but now they just said, you know what, we'll just stick that in the box and stick a tenner on it. So, yes. So if you do order this Baneblade, make sure you read the description fully underneath, because it will tell you if it's got the extra sponson or not. Last thing we want is someone ordering it thinking they get the extra sponson and they don't.
Yeah, they'll be sitting there banging their head on the bench. Yeah,
they need to clear out all the old stock. They'll still have old stock in, even when they've got the new one in stock. They'll still have the old ones in, so you need to make sure you know which one you're ordering. It's the same kit. It's exactly the same kit. It's just one different sprue, and it's not critical stuff. It's just like, little big detailed plant-on details you can stick on accessories and stuff.
That's that. Hey,
I need another container.
So we are doing
Bobbin says
paint job.
Daniel L is in Trim Builder. He says, hi guys, what's up, and hi chat. Hey Daniel.
Hello Daniel, how you doing, mate?
Hello.
That makes oh right, yeah, okay, I can see it now.
I can see clearly now. The instructions are here.
Yeah, so we just need to figure out the colour match for it.
Never figured out what this little bit above the barrel on a bolter is supposed to actually be. There's a little sticky out bit that goes above the barrel.
Oh right,
on the other side of the iron sights. I've never actually figured out what it's meant to be. Not a targeting lens, because it's always painted silver on. And you get them on normal handheld bolters as well. So it's like, is it just a stabilizing rod? I don't know. Yeah. I know not about these
sea
things.
blue, Admiralty. Colours of that. Oh, that's Admiralty dark grey.
He's muttering.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of colour.
He's thinking, everybody take cover. Stand by your beds.
No, that's too grey. No, I'm just looking at the box art and marrying up colour so that I can get an idea. It's too dark. Don't like that. I can see me doing a custom colour at this rate.
Do whatever colours you want, dude. You don't have to go off the box art.
No, I know, but I've got
with orange stripes.
I've got in my head what the colour direction I want to go in, but it's just marrying it up with the paint I've got. But not a problem. It's going to be a mixture of those two colours, right? Okay.
If only there was a handy store you could get all the paints from.
Yeah, they didn't have the ones I wanted in stock, mate.
Oh, did they not? Oh.
So, yeah, your attempt at mockery backfired there, so...
Fudge.
Yeah.
That's no good then, is it?
No, that's right. Didn't have them, so that's why I didn't get them.
You weren't asking James for tartan paint again, were you?
Yeah.
You'll never fall for that again, not after Tony did it.
Oh, that might do it. Oh, yeah. French Mirage Blue.
Oh, yes, that's a good colour. I like that colour. I know that colour.
With an intermediate.
It goes well with, is that Vallejo?
Vallejo model colour, yeah.
Yeah, it goes really well with, if you've got it, steel grey, which is actually a light blue.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's quite a nice colour. Ooh.
Also goes well with intermediate blue because you can use the intermediate blue as the base and the Mirage blue as the slightly lighter section. So, yeah, okay, that's those two sorted.
Nice. I'm not familiar with the intermediate. I can't, off the top of my head, think of what it's like. But yeah, Mirage blue's nice.
Intermediate blue.
Hang on. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So... Which, with that one there, as a slightly lighter variant, and then knock it back with a little bit of white or grey, just to lighten it down a smidge. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the whole tank. This is just for the sawtooth effect, because that's basically what it's going to look like.
Yeah, for the camo effect.
It's going to have zigzaggy, sort of wishy-washy, and then obviously a
stripage.
Bit of stripage. Nice, simple paint job, he says.
Yep. I was originally gonna do that colour, but I've decided to go for Resh colours instead, which are kind of similar, but it's not that specific camo scheme. They're just like, it's like a normal camo scheme, but it's like blue greys, but it's normal stripes rather than all the jaggedy bits.
Yeah. And it'll be brush painted, so...
Of course. Yes.
Which, I'm going to regret with all them straight edges, I know. But hey,
well,
you know.
It's actually not that bad. I did my Corner camo Baneblade. Not as many stripes, but and that was all brush painted.
Yeah. That's just something different, isn't it?
It's so big you can freehand the straight lines and it's not so bad. So.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, because... Yeah, we both hate masking. The reason we hate masking so much is for years we spent in the trade masking stuff. You get a bit fed up with it, don't you?
Yeah, well...
So, yeah.
And for some reason as well, over the last few years, every time I've tried masking something that hasn't been with Tamiya paints, it's pulled the paint up, no matter what I've done. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going off this whole masking idea.
Yeah.
Because I used to do a lot of Tamiya paint airbrush work, and it was great because it never pulls up.
Absolutely. Squishy alert. Edward Leonard's in. He says, can't stay long, got to go shopping. No worries, Edward.
You get a free scared octopus as well.
Nice of you to come in.
Yeah. Welcome, Squishy
Always
King.
nice to see Edward.
Yeah. King of the squishes.
Absolutely.
Now, I'll have to step away in a minute, but only for a minute.
Yeah, that's all right, mate. You just step away, mate. It's not a problem, you know that.
Step away. Not right this second, wait a moment. Just briefly. Briefly, we'll say.
This is a public service announcement. Fox has to step away shortly.
Boo, boo. All passengers on platform 3, the train will be leaving at... Welcome to Edinburgh Waverley with the worst echo ever. The echo used to kick in right as it was telling the important bit of the information, like the platform number or the time.
Waterloo stations like that. Best one's Heathrow. That's brilliant, that is.
Never been to Heathrow. What's that say?
That's proper 1980s DJ, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Landing. It's like, yeah, okay. Right, let's smooth them off, because we can.
It's like, this is an important message for passengers of flight number...
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Lovely. Brilliant. Deafened everybody as well.
Absolutely. They're like, yeah.
Grocery shopping. La 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 la.
So,
Bobbins asked a question. He asked an actual modelling question as well.
You go careful.
Cheap tart. He says, what's the largest model either of you have ever built?
Oh, now that is a good question.
No, bigger than that.
No, largest model. I did a big battleship years and years ago, but I can't remember what scale that was.
Is it just big?
Yeah, it was. It might have been a 200 scale one. It was one of my early commission pieces that I'd done.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that was a proper monster.
Well, yeah, given how big the
But
200
I
scale
don't
Titanic
go
is.
for them massive, big, long kits now because I've got nowhere to put them. Unless it's an Orc build, of course, and then they all end up long. My last big kit was the 72nd scale Conkle. That's quite a beast.
I should just step away for a moment. I'll let you carry on.
Yeah, no worries. By the way, folks, Fox is stepping away for a moment.
I am stepping away for a moment.
Right. Is he gone? Yeah. So, yeah, it'd be the 72nd scale Conkle. That's a fair old length there. But, yeah, there's a few things like the big old sub or the big spaceship, battleship Yamato, you know, but I'd like to have a go at them, but it's storage space for them. My next big kit will be the 28-inch Eagle Transporter bobbins. I've got that in the stash, mate. So, yeah. Got a couple of 1/8 scale cars that I've built. I've got an E-type that I'm going to be starting soon that Lee sent me. So, yeah. What about yourself, Bobbins? What's the largest kit you've ever built, mate? Interest, mate? Is it something you're into, your scale? I've got a big, what's his name as well? I've got the Black Pearl as well to build. Look forward to that because it's like anything. I do like a tall ship. And, yeah, it's just one of them. Looking forward to doing that one because I'm going to do a bit of lighting with it and stuff. And, yeah, just go a little bit, I wouldn't say different with it, but I just want to give it a little bit of something. So there, keep an eye out for that one. Might have to get the old, either the Arduino out or the Raspberry Pi on that one. Might have a bit of fun with it. Oh, yeah. Bit of the old Pirates of the Caribbean music and a bit of Jack Sparrow narration, you know, all that sort of thing. So, yeah, might try and recreate one of the fighting scenes. And I'd like to basically sequence the cannons and have the barrels lit so that it looks like the cannons are firing and things like that. So that build is at its notepad and pen concept stage at the moment. So, yeah, sure that'll be right up Jeff's street, that doing that sort of thing with that kit. So, yeah. Everyone's saying hello to Edward, and Daniel's saying hello to Edward. Edward's saying hello to Daniel. Anyone else built... Oh, Captain Twitchy there. Anyone else built large kits in the chat? Is it something that you're all into? Is it something that you aspire to?
Returned?
You returned. One of my next eModels builds on the list. That's going to be large. So I'm going to be ordering that one in shortly and get that in and ready.
I don't know what that is, so that sounds fun.
Because the Dakar bike is going to be a nice little quick turnaround. And then I'm going to do a large-scale build for eModels, so keep an eye out, folks. I will be emailing James this week and sorting that out.
Look forward to seeing whatever that is.
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
I was trying to think while I was away, what my answer would be, and I'd say the largest model kit I've ever built is a throw-up between the Eagle Transporter and the 172nd 7C U-boat that I did. Yeah. 2 of.
What about the Falcons? They're pretty big, aren't
they? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they, because I think I'd probably say the Eagle Transporter, because the U-boat's long, but it's...
Yeah, the Eagle's 28 inches, isn't it? I've got that in the stash. Bobbin says the largest he built was the 72nd Gato submarine by Revell, just because it was huge and impressive on a shelf. It was over 4 feet long, but it did lack detail. Yeah.
Yeah. The U-boat, the 7C U-boat was a Revell, and that was about 3.5 foot long.
Yeah.
But I did look at some of the modern submarines, but they don't do, because they're just like black tubes. They're like,
that's it. It's like,
World War II U-boat. Oh, so much to look at.
Yeah.
But then I thought, well, it's not the biggest thing I've built. The biggest thing I've built is probably, I don't know, it's probably that X-Wing, that part-work X-Wing. Yeah. I've not finished that. I don't know if it would be the X-Wing, because that's wide, or the Dodge, because that's long. I don't know which that will be.
Yeah. Dominic says he still has 16th scale cars and 1/12 that have yet to be made. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a couple of 1/8 scale kits, cars to do.
My Dodge is 1/8.
Yeah. So yeah,
X-Wing's 1/18 scale. Must finish that at some point.
Yeah, it's one of them, large scale kits. It is where I'm going to put them.
Yeah, I've got nowhere to put all the big stuff I've done. That's why I've got to go through this big hamper box of CDs that I've got, hundreds of CDs, so I can either sell them or take them to the recycling or something, because then I can use that shelf for all these big models. Because all the music I listen to is on my PC now. I've moved it onto the PC, so I don't need the CD.
No, that's it. Yeah, a lot of my stuff, went. Some of it went to CEX, some went to Music Magpie.
Oh, if I'm particularly lazy, I'll just like bang it in the recycling thing for books and CDs.
Yeah.
And I could sell them, but
the Squirrel had a load of them as well. The local charity shop. So there you go. You can make some money on them. Have at it.
Yep. Well, it might be better just take them straight to a charity shop, right? Hey, well, a massive box of CDs. Do you want them for cost of a cup of coffee? Or whatever? I'll swap them for that sweet hat on the shelf over there, or whatever it is.
Yeah. Knowing you, being that you're submersionary, it's if you like and subscribe or become a patron of my channel, I'll give you this big bag of CDs.
See, I am mercenary and I would stick them all on eBay, but I'm also incredibly lazy and I can't be bothered selling them all. I have to pack them all up and send them off individually. So I remember many years ago when the X became the X.
Yeah.
Rather acrimoniously, it should be said. I found myself with like an enormous collection of really sort of teddy bears that I had no interest in keeping.
Yeah.
She liked all them Forever Friends.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So there were many of them of all various sizes, and thousands of those sitting around. I'm like, I'll get rid of that crap. I don't want all that nonsense in the house. A, it's hers, and B, no, thank you. So I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. And then I had a thought. I basically stuck them all in the car. And I mean, trust me, there was one that was about 2.5, 3 foot tall. There was like hundreds of them, all various sizes. And these things filled my entire car, passenger and back seat. And I drove them all to my local hospital. Yeah. Got one of them big cages that all the guys go around with, the big, like 6 foot tall cages. Yeah. Filled them all into one of them and wheeled them to the kids' ward and said, hey, do you want these? Because they're no use to me. And she said, well, we can't give them to the kids because they'd have to go off and be cleaned and properly cleaned and everything else.
Yes.
And then we can they've got to be, so we can't really give them to the sick kids. But what we can do is get them all cleaned up and then give them away as prizes and raffle prizes and stuff. So do it, whatever. Yeah. There's probably about $1,000's worth of teddy bears. And I'm like, you know what? Just take them. I wanted rid of them anyway.
Yeah, happy days, yeah.
And it's like, well, if the kids can't benefit directly, then at least you can sell them and get, some money.
Yeah, it's a good deed for the good deed of the day, isn't it?
Yeah. Her face was like, one of them was literally about 4 foot tall. It was the size of a very large child. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I said, I don't know what you can do with them, but I don't care. Do something.
Paul says, I think the largest kit I've done is a 48th mega-sized Gundam Unicorn. Nice.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I did there. That's a good kit, that and the 170, the RX 782 is a really good mega-sized kit. Dead simple. Ah, la, 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 la. But yeah, I don't know which is bigger though for mine, the Eagle or the U-boat. I mean, the U-boat's long but thin.
Yes.
Whereas the Eagle's long and fat and 1,000 times more awesome.
Yeah, I am looking forward to doing that Eagle, I must admit.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. You are gonna love it, my friend. If you don't love it, you're clinically dead.
Well, it was one of those that have been on the growl list for many years. And yeah, I finally scored one on a decent deal. And it was like, yeah, I'm having that.
Yeah, and then some.
So, yeah.
Because this is
Ruck whilst the iron was hot, mate.
Because this is your last chance to prove that you actually have a heart. Because you didn't like Bluey, and that for most people would suggest you have a cold, dead black heart. So if you don't like the Trans of the Eagle, then yeah, there's no hope for you. If you don't like the Eagle, you really are just...
There's no hope for me at all. That's what you're saying, yeah.
No, yeah. You're just a shell of a man.
Absolutely, or as 8 says, an emotionless husk.
I love that word, husk.
Yeah.
Say that to my wolf. Say to my wolf, if you don't drink your tea, you're going to become like dehydrated and turn into a withered husk.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'll give you husk. Right, let's make these little storm bolters for my little turret.
Yeah, I've got the big GT40 up there to do as well, and plastic. Got that one to do. Looking forward to that as well. That's going to be an interesting one. I want to go mad with the detail with that. So,
yep. What was that? 1/12? 1/8?
I think it is 1/10. Is it?
Ooh, it's a weird scale.
1/10 or 1/8? Scale. One of the two.
I'll probably guess 1/8 is a more standard scale than 1/10.
Yeah, it's massive, put it that way.
Yeah.
Probably 1/8.
If it's 1/8, it's the same size as my part weight, which is rather large.
Yeah, be easier if I look up the history of when I bought it, and that'll tell me.
It's numbers.
Because I ain't going to be able to reach it because it's up on the top shelf over the back.
Find out for next time.
Yeah.
We don't want you getting up and reaching all over the place.
It'll be on my scalemates, won't it, you pilch?
You know, I've still not updated my scalemates. I've got on my scalemates with all my big stash. I've got literally one thing, and it's the 1994 vinyl Odo figure, and that's the only thing I actually ever put on there.
Yeah, no, it'll be scalemates. So I will have a looky-loo, and I will let you know, because
just update that at some point.
It's times like this it comes in handy, because it saves me having to stretch.
Yes.
Gosh, let's have a looky-loo. Yeah. It's only when you go through something like this and you scroll through, you realise how out of hand your stash has got.
Yep. It's all the out of hand.
Yeah, and you sit there and you're like, I need to
go through and do mine really one day.
Yeah, it's got to be done.
The funny thing is, right, I can spend 9 hours. I can spend 9 hours of a day sorting out mods in Fallout 4. But I can't sit there and spend like 2 hours going through my stash. Way around. Yes.
Let's have a look. Beautiful.
Always gets me on these little turrets because there's a slight angle to the bit that the guns glue on, and you never know which way around it's supposed to go. It doesn't say in the instructions clearly which one it's supposed to be. It's a bit frustrating. Okay, so that goes there. Get your bits out.
Yeah, bits out.
Yeah, bit that for the building. Shh.
You went there, didn't you?
I went there.
Just can't get
Super
stuff.
match game. Yes, you never quite know which way around this thing is supposed to go, which is a little bit.
It's 1/12 scale.
1/12 scale. Cool. I say 1/10 was a bit of a weird size.
Yeah.
It's massive, that. Oh, dropping. Dropping now, sir.
That'll be done.
1/10 scale, you say? Most awesome size. Is it that way or is it the other way? Gosh darn it, Games Workshop. You don't make it easy. Poor fools like us. Honestly.
It's in there. All right. Look out of that.
How many of you own or built the 1350 Star Trek Refit Enterprise? Asks Paul Di Tommaso. I have in the in my loft, in my attic, an original of the era 1350 Enterprise A, Voyage Home Enterprise A.
Yeah.
And that's never been opened. I got it on eBay, never been opened. And it's from, 1980, whatever. And I opened it, because I'll make this. I opened it, and it had the moulded in Aztec paneling.
Oh.
So I gently closed the box, put it back in the loft.
Yeah.
I thought, yep, that's never going to get built, because I'd have to spend months sanding off all the Aztec paneling.
I have never built an original Starship Enterprise.
Ooh.
I've got a Voyager. I've never built an Enterprise.
I think I got the apparently limited edition Voyager that came with the decals to go inside the windows. This is back in the day. Back in the olden day times. And I made that. But I was young and unskilled at the time. I think it was one of the first things I ever used an airbrush on. Yeah. And I didn't know about weathering, so I just did the Tamiya eggshell blue. Yeah. It was Tamiya light blue, which is a good analog for duck egg blue.
Yeah. Yeah, no, never built an Enterprise, mate. It's, yeah.
Not an Enterprise. I'm a little bit torn, actually, because I've got a Runabout DS9 Runabout kit, the Yangtze Kian kit.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I built one before, and it's a really nice kit. It's for a Revell AMT, whatever. It's actually a really nice kit. It's huge. It's 1/72, but it's massive.
Mm.
And I've never quite settled on a colour scheme for it, because a lot of the old starships, the Star Trek stuff, is like duck egg blue or variations of, which again, Tamiya light blue is a really good analog for that. But the difficulty with the Runabout is the filming model is like different shades of greys and browns,
yes,
and whites. But when you see them stepping out of the Runabout when it's on the landing pad, and you see the airlock open and you see a little bit of the hull, it's that kind of light blue colour. Yeah. Whenever you saw close-ups of them, like of the door, and it's like, so. But the models, I know they paint the model so it looks right on screen. They don't paint it so it. And it's like, so what do I paint? Do I paint it as light blue, like the set, or do I paint it as like grey, like the filming model? And I'm really stuck.
Yeah, you got to go one or the other, haven't you? Really?
It's like the Reliant. I don't like when people paint the Reliant just like white or very light grey. Yeah. It doesn't work for me. But then again, all the photographs of the filming model are in black and white. Yeah, exactly. Apart from one, which is all different shades of blue, but that could just be because it's lit like that. I'm not quite sure. But it's like the Enterprise A is all shades of blues and greens and whites. It's when you see the decals for it, it's amazing. It's all different. There's a whole green bit on the middle of the hull that you never even notice if you never see it on screen. you wouldn't realise it.
That's the thing. It's only when you see some of the big decal sets, you think, oh, yeah, didn't realise that. And then you start noticing when you rewatch episodes, don't you? You're like, oh, yeah, I get it now.
Well, the difficulty with all the Star Trek stuff is that, of course, when you do see, especially on TV, when you see them on the screen, they're all just grey because they're lit to be in space. And, they just look like greys. And it's like, I spent all my adult life thinking that Deep Space Nine was grey.
Yeah.
And then when they released the model of it, it was like a sand colour. I'm like, that's just nonsense. Why is it sand? But then when you actually see the filming model, it is actually a sand colour.
Yeah.
But on screen, it looks grey. It's like, I don't know what's right anymore.
Yeah.
Nothing makes sense. Everything hurts.
I always say when it's situations like that, what is right is what's right to you.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's your model, it's your build. And, all the soothsayers out there, it's like, well, it doesn't matter.
No. I did paint a runabout. I did finished a runabout, and it was in the light blues, and I thought it looked quite good. So when I get round to doing it, I shall do it as this is what the thing looks like when they're actually stepping off it into the airlock.
Yeah,
it's this colour. So there you go, ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Shut up.
It's like la 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 la. I can't hear you and your rivets. Yeah.
Yeah. As always, the trick is what do you do with the warp nacelles? That's the tricky bit. Like for next generation onwards, where it's all glowing warp nacelles, what do you do with them? If you're not lighting it, like on a runabout, you could just paint blue inside the clear plastic, but it looks like clear plastic with blue paint on the inside. It's garbage. Yeah,
you're just going to have to go for as many different blends as possible to try to recreate it, aren't you?
Well, I thought the easiest way to do it is to do it like it's powered off, like the actual filming model, which is it's clear with copper, with the raised bits painted copper. Yep, there you go.
Just have like it done in a dock or something like that. Know, where it's just
make a little base that looks like the landing pad or something. That was my solution.
So you got to do.
It's like a copper grill with clear bits where the light comes through. So I'm like, I'll paint, and the glowy bit on the front, the bus, I'll paint it red on the inside, but sand the outside so it's soft.
Just do it where it's at rest. Simple, isn't it?
Yep. And I'll do on the last one I did. I got rid of the clear parts for the windows because they're garbage, and I just simply put some plastic card behind the windows, especially on the curved bit, and just did that as like primer black.
Yeah.
But left it with that kind of satin black finish, which matches the studio model.
Yeah, makes perfect sense, mate. Excuse me.
Downside with Star Trek models is that most of them were terrible.
Yeah. There's always been a fault with whatever one you get.
Yeah, well, most of them were done by Revell, and it's like...
Yeah, and it's like, oh.
Voyager was actually really nice. It wasn't too bad, apart from it was two side halves of the hull.
Yeah.
Which was great when you had that big navigation light on the bottom underneath it. It's got this...
Yeah. Yeah, I had the Paragraphics photo etch set with me, Voyager. And it just gave it a little bit more oomph. But it's lit and motorised and, it's...
Yeah.
The nacelles moved because when you watch the opening scene on Voyager... you'll notice that when it engages warp, the nacelles lift up, and
they move up and down.
As soon as I saw that, it's like, right, I've got to recreate that. So it's like, that
was the thing of it, wasn't it? It had flight configuration and warp configuration.
So
that's me viewing port stuck on. Lovely lad. I've made a little turret.
Oh, you ledge! You like your little turret?
I like a little turret.
You're made of turrets.
Makes me go all Pam eyes. Oh, you got this little turret. It really is quite sweet.
God, that's a blast from the past. Pam Ayres.
I know nobody watching this will have a clue who Pam Ayres is.
Is she still around, Pam Ayres?
Yep, she's still going.
Wow.
She's old, but she's old. She's old as, but she's still going.
Good for her.
Yeah. She made a great living off being decidedly
normal.
Average.
Yeah.
In the 1970s, it was, if you did it in the 80s, you wouldn't have got anywhere. Ooh, what was that noise then?
Oh, that's my creme brulee.
Ooh. Ooh, you're
because I'm using my reveal contactor and the metal nozzle was clogged.
Ah.
So you use one of them to warm it up.
Do you know who else is a metal nozzle?
You are.
You are.
You're made of metal nozzles.
Your nozzles are all made of nozzles. Ooh, I can apply all the little deebles and greebles and the bits on the back of the dimble bums. And...
We are like this all the time, folks. We are Statler and Waldorf.
Yep.
On Messenger, during the night, if either of us can't sleep, it's you are made of this. Very nearly blurted it out then, but yeah.
Yep. Or if for some reason illegally you had access to my or Colin's Xbox account, if you go on my Xbox or Colin's Xbox, you've got the messenger thing there. And our entire string of messages is, look, Insults. I've got an Xbox. That's brilliant. And then it's just, I send a rude word and he sends a rude word and we just send rude words back and forth. That's it. That's the entirety of it.
We are children. Yes, we are. Total children. We have fun being children.
Yeah. Not a very good revolution, but a revolution.
No. But to us, it's, the order of things, isn't it?
Now, you know what I'm going to do?
Sorry, mate?
You know what I'm going to do?
What?
I need a tall magnet. Do you know where I got this tall magnet from?
Hobby Zone.
Yep, it's one of the many spares from my Hobby Zone.
Yeah.
I don't know where all the rest of them
I think we've all got a stash of them, haven't we?
Yep. So another reason to buy Hobby Zone desk tidy drawer systems is you can get 1 billion magnets.
Where can you get them? eModels.co.uk, your one-stop shop for all your model making needs. Segway of segwayness.
.co.uk.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
They are.
I don't know where I've put them.
They are a lifeline, aren't they? I mean, when I put mine in, it was like, why didn't I think of this years ago?
Yep.
Okay, so we got that. We got that. We don't need that. Sorry?
This. I've got all this lot.
Yeah.
Plus a lot of drill bits that are all stuck to them as well, which is kind of
that's a good old splosh of magnets, mate.
Yeah, but the thing is they're tall, which might work perfectly for my Dudin's cupola, because the gap between the cupola floor that I put in and the guy's bottom, pating. Oh, really? It's a little bit too tall. It's a little bit too tall, but what I can do is, no, not quite.
Is it not behaving now?
I'd have to cut some of his bottom out.
Yeah, has he got a case of gorilla bum then?
No, it's because the magnet's a little bit too tall, so I'd have to chip some of this away.
Yeah. To make a bit of a file on there.
Accommodate.
We need a file. We need a file. Oh, we need a file. Roll out the file.
I can't really cut that out easily, so let's put that away. Let's get a slightly less tall magnet.
Let's lose that for a minute.
Hello, magnets. Night All, says Lord Berkeley III. Ooh,
hello, mate. How you doing? How you doing, mate? Nice to see you in.
I don't know if it means good night he's going away or good night I'm here. Welcome.
Yeah. How you doing, my lord? Nice to see you in, mate.
I hope you're not on the way out.
Yeah.
That would be a bit rubbish. Right, these magnets were really small.
Well, it is a school night for folks, isn't it, at the end of the day? It's all right for us too, because, this is what we do as our living, so...
Yes, that magnet's too small.
There you go. And I'm just knocking the edges off of some of these welds just to settle them or blend them in a bit better.
Blending, 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 blending.
Because they can be a bit aggressive in some places, so I like to go over with a semicircular file just to knock them back a bit.
It can be a bit aggressive in some places, like, Barnsley.
Absolutely.
I don't think I'm going to get away with this because I haven't got a magnet that's tall enough.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because that's not very... It's also... The magnet isn't exactly in the middle, so I'd have to... It has to be wide enough to glue to the bottom of the dude, but tall enough to actually get near the bottom of the dude.
Yeah.
It's got to get near the dude's bottom. Bottom. I like the word bottom.
Yeah, it didn't have a super-duper case of gorilla butt, then?
No, that's Orcs.
Yeah.
That's just Orcs. This isn't him. He doesn't actually have a bottom.
Yeah.
He has a seamy underbelly. That's about it.
Yeah, obligatory bit of raggy as well. eModels, whenever you go up there now, folks, they are going to be the proud owners of a piece of raggy.
A little bit of raggy. Okay, this is weird. I've got a random selection of magnets stuck to these other magnets. That's kind of interesting.
Can't have
Random
too many magnets, folks.
I don't really want like 2 magnets stuck together because that's bish.
Yeah, I've got loads of different size ones now. It comes in. They do come in handy.
Andy, I think I'll just have to leave that as a loose friction fit. I mean, once it's painted, it might have a bit more grip to it, and then when it's in the display cabinet, it's not going to come off.
What's that to do? Well, once you've painted him, why don't you just glue him in?
Because it's easier to ship him without that being on.
Yeah, but it's not going to fall out. It's not going to fall off, is it? You know.
No, I'm thinking more of the compressing that and get that getting pinged. But then again, yeah, it might be all right. It just depends if I need to pack it with the turret removed. You see. I've got it in my head now.
Yeah, I mean, mine will be getting sent up in a battle box, so you know they pretty much survive a nuclear explosion. So.
Yeah, it just means if I take him off, it's only taking up that much height.
Yeah.
If I put him on, it's kind of doubling the height of that component.
Yeah. I mean, our tool's a battle box. A battle box is pretty much, yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, it's about as tall as the width or length of a Baneblade box, isn't it? So it's quite deep.
Yeah, but it's how high each layer is. I don't know if that might be a bit too sticky up. But if I leave that off, it's just a case of when you get it on the shelf, put that on there. Done. Well, I could just, you know what I could do? I could build it up with a bit of plastic card. A little bit of plastic card. Look a bit shonky there. Oh, I know what I could do. Oh, you devious little minx.
There you go.
I know what I could do. I know what I can do. Genius. I am a genius. Right. I'm so clever. What am I? Clever. Yes, indeed I am. Well done, Fox. I am a genius.
So you've obviously hit on a solution now.
I have. I did a thing in my brain.
You go careful.
I had a brain poop.
I was going to say, you go careful there, soldier, because, yeah, you know what happens when you go thinking of things?
Oh, actually, it might not work. Oh, it might work. It might not. It might. I don't know. I'm thinking. I don't like thinking. It hurts. Stop.
Yeah, I'm getting worried about you now.
I need a cutting device.
Yeah, no foxes were made or harmed in the making of this episode.
I've got the music from Picture Box in my head.
Oh, that's going back a bit. Right, let's have a bit of that on there. So we got Raggy done. We got that done. So turrets can go and live in there. Pretty much all that small stuff can live in there.
Your small stuff.
Yeah, happy days.
There is my pencil of drawing. I need my pencil. There's my pencil.
We can buff them up.
If I stick that down, buff it up.
Because all of this, I'm gonna have a day of priming tomorrow. I think I'll be able to prime this bad boy in anticipation.
Well, I was about to ask you, which kind of ties into it. Are you getting battered by the butt end of Storm Noah at the minute still?
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to do some priming today because I ordered some spray cans, Xandru just from the Imperial Guard, and then it was like, oh, actually, maybe not because, you know.
Yeah, we're getting absolutely hammered down here at the moment.
Well, apparently you're like, we're in like the centre, we're in the eye, so we've only had like a little bit of wind. It's not been that bad.
Yeah.
But you guys are on the tail and you've got...
yeah, we're on the periphery. We're getting slaughtered, mate.
How very dare you use big words like that near me.
Yeah.
It makes me nervous, you know that.
Absolutely going mad down here at the moment.
Periphery, you say.
I know, big words, eh? Periphery, yeah. Bobbins says he's going to bed now. Thanks for the company, folks. No worries, Bobbins, mate. Thank you very kindly for popping in and keeping us company, mate.
Thank you for your
We fully understand, mate, because it is, at the end of the day, a school night for you all. But going forward, this is the dedicated time slot now for these eModels streams. So, yeah. 9 p.m. every Wednesday, UK time.
All being well.
Yeah. There's a microphone. Microphone's a webcam there, Cole. Try not to knock it.
Don't knock it till you tried it. Right.
Retro Rabbit is in saying, hi, kids. Hello, Retro. How you doing, mate?
Hello, Retro Rabbit. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the place.
Nice to see you in, mate.
Yes. It's most pleasant to see him.
Have a bit of that going on in there.
Right. My cunning idea is cunning and indeed an idea.
You go careful. I'm really getting worried about you now with these visionary ideas.
It's just pure pride that you're feeling. You just don't know it yet.
Yeah, can we have the old fox back, folks?
No. There is only one fox.
Yeah. We put a search party out for the original GNU because this one's an imposter. He's having brainwaves and be doing maths next.
Steady now. I'm not that good. Now you're just getting ridiculous. Wilson, Keppel and Betty are in.
Retro says, long day wrenching, starting to really hate V12 Jags. Yes, mate. Yeah. Yeah.
Enough wiring to give me the collywobbles.
Yeah. Yeah. Torque tightening sequences and yeah. Many hours pass.
La 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 la. Oh.
Something about driving a Jag, though. I've got to say, it is just one of them.
My friend had a big Jag.
Yeah.
he actually went to the Jaguar dealership, and this was like 2002 or 3, so it's whatever the big, long, sleek one at the time was. I don't know what the types are.
Yeah.
It was a big, long, sleek, gentlemanly one.
XJ12?
It wasn't an XJ. Oh, I don't know, actually. It might have been. I don't know. Anyway. He walked into the Jag dealership. He's not made of money, and he says, I want this car. Can I pay on my Nectar card? Do you take Nectar?
No.
He actually bought a Jaguar on his Nectar card.
Legend.
And he got away with it. It was great. And it was this it was literally like a gentleman's lounge.
Yeah.
On wheels. It was just missing the obsequious assistant. It was like, the only person in the world that could buy a Jag on a Nectar card. Get in. It's just
fair play.
Legend. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. God, I wonder how many points he got for that.
I don't know. At least 3.
Yeah.
Put my magnets away.
God, we'd have been able to get a whole coaster for that.
Yeah. Maybe even 2 glasses.
Yeah.
See how cunning this cunning plan is. It's a complete waste of magnets, I know, but hey.
Hey, needs must.
Oh, I love that noise. Ping! And it was attached. I need to trim that
it just won't stop. Slowly dripping coolant from a location none of the 3 of us can find. Have you got any Taylor's chalk, Retro? Get yourself some Taylor's chalk and draw it just below where the cylinder head is, where the gaskets are, and where the coolant crosses it, it'll put a streak in.
Welcome to the best of British engineering.
Yeah, bit of Taylor's chalk, mate.
Yeah, that's what Jaguars are. So you have to remember that back in the old days, when Britain was a master of industry, back in the 50s, when we had like the world's best car designers and the world's best architects and the world's best everything, these things were designed by people in sheds. That's how British industry grew up.
Shedonistas.
Yep. Inventors literally worked in their sheds and they had curly, whirly, high tower hair. And that's how it was in the 1950s. That's where the best things came from. Nowadays, of course, that doesn't really work anymore, but we still do it.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's why that's why British stuff is so good.
That's why it worked, mate.
Yep. That's how we still design cars now.
Oh, yes.
If we actually had, any manufacturing industry. We don't.
Yeah, I was going to say many years ago.
Are there actually any British cars now? Is it all just American and German?
American and German. I think. No, I don't even think Morgan's still going, but I think that might be in different ownership now.
I'm pretty sure they're made in sheds as well, though.
Yeah, I don't know whether TWR's still going.
TVR.
Yeah, TVR even.
The one in Blackpool now, I think they went under.
Yeah. Jensen went years ago, so did Bristol.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's like...
Yeah.
But I think anything that's now British, it will still be like Morgan. It's classic British engineering because it's made in a warehouse or in a shed or something. By like an old guy.
But a lot of them are foreign funded now. You know, it's just the only way they could keep going.
Stabbity.
You know, it's...
Ooh.
It's a shame because some of these vehicles were so innovative.
I just did Stabbity right, but somehow I managed to, instead of actually doing Stabbity, I just shaved off the top layer of single layer of skin cells.
I'm impressed, mate. You're a single layer of skin cells.
That's how good my knifing skills are.
Right.
Ow.
So we've got that. Just have a look at all these other bits and bobs just to make sure that they're all de-seamed and de-whatever. There's nothing worse than priming something and seeing a missed seam.
Yep. Well,
we've all done it.
That's what priming's for, though, and a lot of times.
Oh, yeah.
You prime it, you troubleshoot.
Yeah, prime it, guide coat. Job done.
Guide coat, job done. Right.
Happy days and all of that.
I don't know if that's enough to meet.
Right, let's have a looky. A little tiny seam there.
You're a tiny seam.
The drip comes from in front of the rad, but unless it's the radiator itself, shrugs. Engine side is nice and dry. Sounds like one of the inner cores might have sprung a leak then, mate.
Inner core, welcome bouncing back to...
Yeah, it's... of course, under pressure, it's just going to fire it out, isn't it? So... Cool, yeah, radiator and one of them. Cool, blimey. Yeah.
Well, blimey, Gavin. Did you go old Cockney Sparrow then?
Yeah.
You just actually say core blimey.
Core blimey,
genuinely.
Yeah.
Oh, blimey.
Oh, blimey, governor.
Core blimey.
Yeah. I mean, you can put a bit of rad weld in it, but that's not a permanent solution, mate. It's a quick fix.
No. Yeah.
Don't put an egg in there because, you know, that's not the way forward, mate. Out of people that have cracked an egg in a radiator, it's like, yeah.
Yeah. I think if
urban myths. Yeah, don't go doing that.
Yeah, if it's a paying customer's car, then you don't put like red weld in it.
Exactly. You know, if it's
not unless you're like a Ford dealership or something.
Yeah. I mean, I used to always have a bottle in the back of the car where, say, for instance, you're stuck on the motorway, you know, it would be a quick get you home fix, you know, but yeah. If it's a paying customer, then yeah, you know, it's probably
actual schmo's car. Then
yeah, you're probably going to need to investigate it further. But you know, if it's the cores corroding or whatever, if you can get to it, you might be able to braze it. But to be honest with you,
might be a case of suck it up
and swap it out because it's going to fail when you least want it to.
Yeah, suck it up and just keep working on it.
And the thing is, in a car like that, the damage it can potentially cause, yeah.
Still got the music from Music Box in my head, Story Box, whatever it was.
Picture Box.
I saw a guy of somebody who did a spoof of the titles. This guy called Justin, I think his name Justin Smurhees, I think he's called.
Oh right,
it's a character. It's a YouTube character of this video channel of this character. He's like a weird little bloke, and it starts off with the Picture Box theme and the music.
Yeah,
and it pulls back, but it keeps on pulling back, and it pulls back to like basically this bloke in a t-shirt and Y fronts, turning a little cranking handle while the thing turns around. But the amazing thing was he actually found a jewelry box that looked exactly the same.
Yeah.
He said, "Where did you find?" And the guy was reviewing and said, "Where did you find that?" And he said, "I just found it on a market stall." I'm like, "Right, now I know exactly how to make this video now, because I've got the actual picture box. There you go. was like genius. Absolutely.
Yeah, he says it is a client's car. His give a crapometer is really low at the moment. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they can be, how can we say, challenging.
Yeah, feisty.
Very temperamental.
As well as, yes, an old Jag. So.
Yeah.
It's not quite Morse's pre-electrics Jag, but it's still old.
Yeah, and it's... Yeah, it's an intense vehicle. Right, so that's them.
You're them.
Yeah, that needs a sand. Everyone's saying hello to Retro.
Hello, Retro. Hello. Right. I don't know if this cunning plan will work, but I'm going to cunningly plan it.
Go for it.
I have, on the bottom of his bottom, stuck a whole mess of plastic card.
Yeah.
To which I shall attach the magnet of goodness.
Yeah.
Which will be in there. And then that will hold him in place. It might not reach all the way down, and it won't be a brilliant stick, but it'll just mean that the turret at least stays in place, even though it's just going to sit on a shelf. It's easy to put in place then, and it'll just be happy there.
Yeah.
It's not just going to like flop around and roll about.
You don't want it to flop around, mate.
No. I mean, flopping's one thing, but rolling, it's not really the dumb thing, is it? The only downside is there's always a chance that the magnet could just pull off the plastic card.
Oh, man. He says, oh, now you're going back. It's an 87 XJS. There's the 3 letters that are confirming that it needs crushing. He said that's not a TWR, but the owner has put every TWR part they can find on it. Yeah, Tom Walkinshaw Racing, yeah. Yeah, it sounds a bit like a slight lemon job then, doesn't it? It's, yeah. I feel your pain there, mate.
Yeah.
Because, like I say, if he's putting them parts on there, they weren't specifically machined to the same tolerances. So, yeah. I don't envy you, my friend.
No. Envy on that one. Pretty much 0.
Yeah. It's when people used to bring in a kit car that they had built with their dad. You know, that type of, yeah, you'd be going, oh no, this is going to be an absolute nightmare.
I bet this with my dad and he died last year, so it's really
I bought an AC Cobra based on a Ford Sierra. Why?
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah. Okay. Used to dread them sort of jobs.
Yeah. I don't know if this will make any difference, but I'm actually scratching this magnet so the super glue has something to grip onto.
Oh, yeah, it'll give it a key, mate.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
That might be easier. I don't know how effective it'll be with an actual magnet now. On the plastic card, it'll be fine, but
yeah.
I can see me like, I'll put this in, pull it out, and it'll just come off the plastic card.
Yeah.
So we'll do what we can.
We do what we can with what we've got.
Yeah, and if we haven't got it, we just blame it.
Absolutely. Absolutely indeed.
Scoring plastic card, of course, on the other hand, is very easy.
Yeah.
I love that noise. It's the satisfying noise of a magnet going where it needs to go.
Oh, yeah, it gives a nice resounding clink.
Ding. Yeah.
There you go.
Super match game bomb.
Nice collection of parts are going in there.
You're a nice collection of parts. Which is strictly not inaccurate.
Absolutely.
Oh, I've got no tissue. Hang on. Fudge.
What's he like?
More tissue required. New roll. Ball boy.
Yeah. View some of that.
What are you doing, Cole? What are you doing, Cole?
I am just de-seaming some aerials and getting everything ready. What time are we going off tonight, mate?
It's up to you. I'm good.
Ooh.
You've got to do 2 hours.
Yeah, we go off at 11, mate. At least I stick to my 2 hours then because,
Yeah. I've gone off at 11 for years.
Yeah, it makes sense. And also, it is a working night for folks as well. So we're conscious of that. If it was Friday, then yeah, we'd go a little bit longer. But yeah,
library of Xbox games aren't going to play themselves.
No, I'll stick to me 2 hours because, yeah.
Right, which one is the one I can fit down that hole? There
you go. But yeah, I shall probably prime this between now and next week. Oh, that went well, Carl. Don't want to do that.
That means you're at the painting stage and I'm not even halfway there yet.
Yeah.
Damn you, sir. Damn you, sir.
I will be if I don't keep breaking my aerials.
Oh. Don't break your aerials, dude.
Yeah, they might end up with a sleeve put on them.
It's not the way forward, trust me.
To be honest with you, because, yeah, they are a bit... And if they're getting... if they're like that now, they're not going to survive shipping.
I mean, they're normally fairly sturdy, them Games Workshop ones, but...
No, the plastic's actually quite brittle, mate, on them.
Is it? Ah.
Yeah, it looks like it's dried right out, the plastic. So I shall go for cheat mode, operational syndrome number 1.
Do brass rod.
No, I haven't got any, mate.
Yeah.
Not at that size. I shall go for a styrene tube of slightly larger diameter and put a sleeve over it.
I haven't got an elastic band. Oh,
you're made of elastic bands.
Right, when I need an elastic band, I don't have one. Oh.
Right, so if I make up a pair of them...
I say.
Just to be on the safe side. Just gives them a bit of oomph.
Like that?
Yeah, I see what you did there.
Do you see what I did there?
Yeah.
You are indeed impressed, aren't you?
I am.
Good lad, because it's the way forward.
I am impressed, mate.
It is the way forward.
There you go.
Now, I have to hope that now I've glued that on to the magnet, that it's actually going down enough to touch the magnet with the glue on it. Otherwise, this could be a hiding to nowhere.
You're on an hiding to nowhere.
Nowhere. So I need to let that sit for a bit. It's not quite lining up properly.
There you go. Fixed.
I can't put any accelerant on it because
In doubt.
I can't get in there.
If in doubt, sleeve it.
If in doubt, whip it out.
Give it a sleeve. Does the job. Slightly fatter than it was originally made, but hey, you know.
Knew a girl like that once.
Battlefield repair. If it was Hulk, I would have just tied a bit of easy line round it, but it's not Hulk, so.
Hulk.
Yeah.
I've got an elastic band.
Right, so that one's fine.
I need elastic band. I need not to have that bit of super glue on my finger. I heard that. There's no way to avoid hearing that. Even deaf people heard that.
Yeah, I'll sleeve that one as well. At least I know they're both mirrored then.
You're a mirror.
I like being mirrored.
You're made of mirrored.
I am mirrored.
All your mirror, I belong to us. So good for coffee?
We'll have a bit of that.
Oh. Alum. I don't know how long to hold this. Leave this for now before I pop it out again.
That sounded wrong.
I know if I try and get it out now, it's going to pull away from the magnet. And somehow I've managed to make a little shelf inside his cupola for with the plastic card, which looks quite good, actually. It looks like it's got a little shelf of something, gubbins.
There you go then, mate.
Yeah.
Say when you come to paint it up, you can always put some bits and bobs in there, can't you?
Huge success, the magnet came out with it. Or, see, what I can do now is I can get some thin CA glue, or I can get more thick CA glue.
Yeah.
Work that into the gap. Now I've got it loosely in place.
There you go.
Get more in there. I could blap some green stuff on there, actually. That would lock it in place. Actually, would lock it in place if I did that. That'd be a good idea, that, actually.
Yeah, with that. That'll do. They can...
What's that secret you're keeping? In fact, I shall do that. I shall go and find some green stuff.
Yeah, they're suitably repaired.
Make that happen, you say. Hoorah!
Hoorah,
What
he
do we
says.
say? We say, hoorah! We also say, where's my green stuff?
Yeah, where's his green stuff gone, folks?
Where's my green stuff? Where's my green stuff? You see what I did there?
I did. I worry about you.
You're very amused by that, weren't you?
I was.
Was your amusement level vast?
Oh, yeah, 100%, mate.
Good. Maximum amused.
There you go.
Good. It is the way forward.
All right, so that's them done. Give those a ding.
You finished a thing, you get a ding if you finish a thing.
Yeah, you certainly do. You certainly do.
So there we go. So
Jeff Light says, what about using some guitar strings for the arrows? Good shout.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we've got this really, like, horrendously nasty-looking cobbled-together bit of rubbish with plastic card and a magnet. Which looks terrible, but it means that he just sits in place now, and it'll never come off.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was no problem. James could have just put it on the shelf and put that in there without the magnet, and it would have been fine. But this way, at least it's... So I can take it off for shipping, and James always knows where it's supposed to go.
There you go.
Ah, I am a genius.
This is why you're a guru.
I'm not a guru. I'm a GNU. How do you do?
Yeah.
Is it me or was the guy from Picture Box just the creepiest person alive?
Yeah.
Poor bloke. He's such a lovely actor as well.
Yeah, there was something slightly sinister, wasn't there?
Yeah, and it was always kind of a slightly dark series anyway. It was strange Polish animations, but hello. Mum and Dad used to know him, and he was like, he said, he's a lovely bloke. He's an actor and stuff. And they're like, yeah, he's a lovely fella. I was a kid going, no, he's that creepy bloke off the telly.
It's that really creepy man. He frightens me. I can't sleep. The creepy man's coming to get me.
I may have pooped. Right, I'm going to do a little tiny bit of green stuff.
Yep.
Just to try and lock this magnet in place, just to wrap it round it, just to lock it in place even more. Not a lot, a little bit. Just a tiny amount. Because CA glue is great, but if you shock it, it'll break. It's brittle. So
yeah.
And if you use green stuff, handy trick. You may not know this. I mean, you do, Cole, but for those watching, you may not know this. Whoever you get green stuff from, if it's blue and yellow stuff, cut the edges off like that, and most importantly, cut the middle bit out where the blue and the yellow meet, because those two bits are in contact and they may have cured a little tiny bit. You don't want that. So just separate out the blue and the yellow. Now, many brands of green stuff are available. Obviously, the Citadel, this is Citadel's green stuff. And eModels, I think, don't have it in stock right now, but it is Citadel. They do stock Citadel, so they can get it for you if you need it. Other brands are available. The really tricky bit with green stuff is getting the plastic film off it. I hate that. Me. Get off.
Yeah, green stuff is cool. I like green stuff, I must admit.
I've had a lot of people sort of slag green stuff off in the past. So it's not very good, it's terrible, it's rubbish, and Milliput's better. And I'm like, there's a guy in the Boom Hut that sculpts miniatures professionally. Although he can't advertise them in the Boom Hut, but he does it professionally for a living, for games and stuff. And I've got to tell you, the sculpts he does are incredible, and they're all green stuff.
Yeah, I've been using it. Well, you know I use it a lot by the amount I've got of it. It's like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, I find all putties tricky to use, but
yeah. Well, why do you use that? It's rubbish. Actually, I find it okay. So again, it's you use what you've got to hand, but also, you know, it's
Yeah, if it works for you, use it.
Does what it says on the tin. I've never had an issue with it myself.
Although this one's being a pain in the bum because I can't get the plastic film off it, so we'll scrap that. Yeah. Not always perfect. Let's just cut that bit off. We'll take the film off first, shall we? Let's do it that way.
Yeah, user error, not manufacturer error.
Yeah, take the film off first would have been the more smarter thing to do.
I don't know, just can't get the stuff.
Hey, peanuts you pay, you surprised?
Absolutely.
I should have some water, really, so I can keep my fingers wet, but I'm only doing a little sausage. I'm only a poor little sausage.
It's only doing a little sausage, folks.
Actually, no, I did a little sausage before we came on air. So,
Too much info.
Never enough info. You always like the info. You love the info.
Yeah, there you go. So that's that. That's that.
Green
Don't
stuff.
need that.
What's that secret you're keeping?
That is all for Insane Blade.
So did you magnetize your aerial then in the end?
Not yet. I haven't. No, I've just.
Nah.
What's his named them?
Destroyed them. I mean, tweaked them.
Yeah, I've tweaked them, but yeah, I haven't even got that far with it, with the aerials. Yeah, because I've only got one to put on, so.
Yeah. See, on mine, I got the alternative, you see, because what I can do is, you've got the turret there, and on the back of the turret, I've got the box that fits on the back.
Yeah.
And the aerials go on that, so I could magnetize just the box that goes on the back, which would be easier than magnetizing the aerials.
Yeah.
But, no. I won't do that. Because that would be common sense and easy.
Yeah, common sense and you. Yeah, come on.
We don't do common sense and easy. Easy. Yeah. It's gone all warm. Me green stuff's warm. Well, now if he makes the sausage, I need some plastic card to do this, really, because
So we got that.
plastic film. Well, now if he makes this tiny sausage, that's his mistake.
We can put that on there and we can put that back on.
Do you know what I dreamt last night?
What's that, mate?
I had this brilliant dream last night, right, that I was basically Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't Spider-Man, but I had Spider-Man's abilities. And it was me and somebody else, me and my mate. And we both had like Spider-Man abilities, so we could whiz around on threads and stuff. And we were whizzing around. And we were in some kind of office building, some big building, like big cavernous interiors and like a shopping mall. But the management of the office, they were trying to catch us because they wanted to catch us because I don't know why they wanted to catch us. Yeah. But we were trying to avoid them by like whizzing around into the rafters and all between the roofs and stuff and between the rooms. And we could also occasionally be invisible, so we could hide in plain sight, and they couldn't find us. And in the end, we managed to. They tumbled to us, and they were like locking down all the windows and exits and stuff. Yeah, we couldn't get out. But we managed to. In the end, we managed to get out just before this thing locked, and we escaped.
Yeah.
And then they were whizzing about then on our webs, whizzing from building to building. It was great. And I woke up and I'm like, that was brilliant. I don't even like Spider-Man, but that was brilliant. Because although it didn't go surreal, like normally a dream goes surreal at some point.
Yes.
It just carried on as if it was all serious business. It didn't go weird. I was well made up by the end of it. I was like, that was cool.
We can actually
enjoyed that dream. Let's do that again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I woke up and I went for a wee. When I went back to sleep, I dreamt about being in a car that wouldn't really start and the brakes didn't quite work. And I woke up and thought, that was boring. That was my interesting dreams finished then. I'm back on the boring stuff. I see. Fine. Thanks, brain.
Yeah. Brain got the better of you.
Yeah, brain's like, can't do one good dream a night. Bye. Right. So there you see, we've got this little sort of sleeve now of green stuff to hold this in place. I'll just make sure it still fits like a glove. So what will happen is this will solidify. It will. I don't need it to really cover the bottom of the magnet. I just need it to go over the edge of the magnet enough so that when it becomes a solid, it just holds that magnet in place. Yeah. And it's kind of molded into the plastic card strips as well. So it just keeps it all locked in place. So that when you're pulling this thing off and on every time, it's not going to pop the magnet off. I mean, it will eventually.
Pop the magnet off.
Pop your magnet, pop your magnet. It's just an extra way of holding it in. Sometimes if you get a very thin skin of green stuff over the end of your magnet, not enough that it affects, the way the magnet sits, but just enough to hold the magnet in place. Done. So I need to push it down a bit because it's pushing up to one side. Yeah. So if I squish it, it squishes it flat against the plastic card there. You see, I can squish that down. That will then shape the green stuff and flatten it enough. And I can always sand that later when it's hard.
Oh, you legend.
It looks like an alien on a little like floating platform, like.
Oh, cue the music from the Jetsons.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So there you go. So that's now locked in place. That'll be cured within 24 hours, 48 hours. And rock hard, or as rock hard as green stuff gets. I might well keep that in place. He's like he lost his leg, so they gave him a little floating like bowl. I'm an idiot.
You're happy. You're a happy idiot. That's the key.
And the best thing is, I'm left with I'm left with like sausages. What can I do with this green stuff now? What can I make with green stuff blob? Nothing is what I can make because I've got no sculpting skills at all.
Some rocks.
I try. The only thing I've ever made from scratch is a poo bag.
What do you like?
I had a character carrying a poo bag, and I made it from green stuff. Anyway, weren't you wanting to finish at some point?
You was chatting away, so I just left you to it.
Was I being happy and jolly and like
yeah,
a little kid?
no. Half past at the latest, Fox, please, mate.
Yeah, well, we can finish whenever you need to.
No, that's all right.
I'm done now, so
I'll go no later than that, mate.
Well, it's up to you, buddy. I'm done now on that bit, so.
Yeah.
Nothing else I need that green stuff for, I don't think. No. Okay, cool.
Are you sure there's nothing that you can mould or make or create?
I have no sculpting skills at all.
Oh, you.
I long learned to accept the fact I have the sculpting skills of a worm. Also, I've not got my gloves on. I'll have to get some water. Do a little bit. Oh, runny nose.
Runny noseness, runny noseness.
What are you drilling? What are you drilling? What are you drilling?
I'm drilling me aerial, dear.
Ooh.
Because I have found a piece of brass rod.
Ooh. Brassy. Have a look at chat. Bobbin says, going to bed now. Thanks for the company, folks. Take care,
right,
Bobbin. That was ages ago. It was actually ages ago, though. But
yeah, chat seems to have locked for me, so.
Yeah, it fell over for me earlier. Rabbit's in. He says, hello. Hi, kids, he says.
Hello,
oh,
mate.
no, we know that because you've been talking to us about his car for ages.
Yeah.
Wow, my chat's well broken. It jumped backwards. What?
Yeah, my last one was the guitar strings.
Yeah, mine I refreshed it and it jumped back. Yeah, what about using guitar string for the aerials? If one of you could just put something in chat, because
Yeah, I've got a feeling the chat's dead and died, mate. Unless everyone's got a bed, of course.
They could have just all gone away. If one of you could just put something in chat, that would be lovely.
It seems to have fallen over a little bit.
Yes.
It happens.
Yep. Oh, elastic band. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm sure I had an elastic band somewhere. One day my band will come in.
You're made of elastic bands.
I'll put it. You know what? I've got a dirty great big magnet on the side there. I'll put it there, and then I'll forget it's there. Yeah, right. Let's see if we can clean one of these up.
Let's get that off of
I shall
there.
try putting something in chat and see what happens.
Yeah, I'll type something in a sec.
That's what I'm doing now. I'll give it a go. Yes. Ooh.
Yeah, I've got a feeling it's died.
Put it on. If someone could tell us.
Well, I can see that my end.
Okay. Maybe they've all got bored and gone home. Could be.
Could well be.
Right. What have I got to clean up? I've got to clean up my big barrel.
Yeah, we could well. I've bored them to death, bless them.
Yep.
Stranger things have happened.
There's only so much Fox and Festa that people can take.
Absolutely. Totally understand that, mate.
Oh, yeah. Now, Festa and Foxx, they could probably take some more of that, but...
It's only so much that they can put up with us for. But again, it's a school night, don't forget. So.
Yep. No.
There you go. All right, don't need any of that. That can go in the box of greebles, and then that gives us.
Instead of doing that bit, why not do this bit? That'd be easier.
That gives us that.
A little bit of that. Is there anybody out there?
Happy days.
Are you still there, people?
Yeah, I think they are.
Have we been abandoned? I think we've been abandoned.
Don't like peas.
I don't think they love us anymore.
That's right.
We don't love them.
Yeah.
They don't love us. We don't love them.
Retro says we are still here. Nice one.
Yay! Thanks, Retro. You could count on you.
Yeah. Bless.
Right, where's my little filing?
Jeff Light says, yes, we is still here. There you go.
Good. Answer faster next time, people. Come on. You're giving us.
I don't know. He's never happy, is he?
Nope.
There you
Look at
go.
your response times. Honestly.
Like so.
Kids today.
That will then go in there like that, and we will have a nice new aerial. Like happy days.
Ooh. Really good.
Happy days, and that. Once that's all drilled a bit deeper, will be a bit stronger than what was originally on there.
Stronger, deeper.
Stronger than before. Retro says no one else is here except us peas. Yeah, I like peas.
Like peas.
Peas are fine. I like being peas. Yeah. He's made of peas.
There'll be no peas in our time.
So he did there.
Mm-hmm. Old spitting image reference.
Absolutely. Right. Let's have a bit of that on there.
La 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 la.
Warm that up.
Don't forget bench and belly, folks. I know we only got like one or two of them last time, so.
Yeah. What's in the bench?
More.
What's on the belly?
Yep. What's on the belly?
You know what I meant.
Close enough. Close enough. I never know what you mean. I take nothing for granted. If I assume, it just makes an ass of you and me.
Absolutely. Assumption is the mother of all.
Ping. Burn. Now, this is the tricky bit.
Yeah.
Cleaning out the mould line in this little gap.
Bunged straight on with the warm creme brulee heat thing, and that just melts that straight in the plastic. Bob's your uncle.
You want to know how to get rid of a gap or a seam in the middle, in a recessed rib, sort of ridge or anything like that? Get your scribing tool and just whiz it along. There you go.
Oh, you're good.
Yep, and now you've got that little recess there and no little mould line. You have to do the squishy glue thing so the glue bubbles out the gap.
Yeah.
And then you scrape that away. That's how you get rid of any gaps in a recess.
That's one aerial suitably repaired.
Aerial.
There you go. It's going to be a bit more substantial than what come with it, and then that'll be magnetised on the side then like that.
You're a bit more substantial.
Have you a bit of that? There you go. Aerial. Other powders are available. See what I did?
I see what you did there.
Yeah. So we can whop a little bit of glue of the super kind on there.
Right,
let's get a bit of that.
That bit.
And a bit of that.
I'm making my demolisher cannon, I think.
Oh, you go for it.
Do. Which I can't tell if they actually intentionally gave the barrel of it like a kind of striped, striated texture. It's got like vertical lines.
Yeah.
That look like poor casting, but the rest of it doesn't have that. So I suspect it's meant to be that way. It's got like a kind of like turned aluminium effect on it, which is quite nice. Right, let's glue that on. Gentlemen, glue that on. I've not done much tonight.
Yeah, I thought you'd done all right.
I stuck a few bits now. Yeah. Not that much.
It's good enough, mate.
It's good enough for you, then it's good enough for me. It's good enough for him, then
Exactly.
that's where it's going to be.
A little bit of that on
That's
there.
the right lyrics. Super match game.
Bob is one's uncle. Have you some of that? Retro says, barely undecided. Bench, Horus Heresy, Blood Angels, Bakey Boys, Chores. Need to bring in the bins eventually. Yeah.
I remember to put the bins out this week. Hey, I didn't put them out last weekend. Oh.
Yeah, as are out. Yeah.
We've got an overflowing grey bin this week because I forgot to put them out. So we've got like a big black bin bag in the tins bin just as an overflow.
We have the Phantom Wheelie Bin thief round here, mate.
Oh yeah, we get that. I've
Absolute
actually sprayed.
aching the nuts, isn't it?
I've actually sprayed our house number on every single surface on every single bin in indelible. Well, I say
yeah,
indelible,
still
it's
don't
not.
stop them though, mate.
Nah.
You know, I mean, we've got our house number and, you know, from top to bottom of the bin on all four sides and the lid, and they still go. It's like, yeah. Really? I've got nothing better to do.
This desk is a bit of a disaster zone now.
There you go.
Right, so that's going to sit in there, like there to see.
Mine's getting a bit full.
Recovery flap.
Your recovery
Go on
flat.
there, like that. Ooh. Now you're supposed to be able to leave this demolisher cannon as flippy floppy like a small gentleman's sausage.
Yeah.
But that's nonsense because painting that little ball at the back where it's going to be this will be given a fixed position.
Yeah, because it just flops down like a flaccid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even if you put paint on it, it will be a bit stiffer. But
yeah,
every time you moved it, you just scrape paint off the bit that moves. So there's no point doing that.
yeah. No, I
It's
built.
completely
Oh yeah,
pointless.
there they are. There's the dudes. I knew I'd built dudes. Right. So he'll live in there, doing his pointy thing. He's going to live in there doing his. I've got a big gun. I'm going to shoot it thing.
Pointy thing, I'll come bouncing back for more.
Yeah, so they'll be thinged.
So I can glue this in place somehow, some way,
Yeah, I think they'll be all right. So they can live in there.
I think I'll need to use the blue tack.
As can he. I'm quite pleased with that, actually.
Should be.
Yeah, come up all right, that.
I'm going to get some blue tack on there.
Tell you what you could do
Put that in
with,
position.
do with a little
Sure it's nice and
file,
straight.
just to taper that edge, like,
Line it up there.
just to give that
Bob's
an
your
edge.
uncle, Fanny's your aunt.
Like that.
Never quite know if it's lined up straight or not because there's nothing to compare it to, but we have to hope we can fix that in place somehow. Lashings of glue into the ball area to make sure it gets down into all the little crooks and nannies.
There you go. Crooks and nannies. Never met the girl.
Yep. So if we can get all the glue to run down the back of the big ball, glue it all in place. You're not even on camera, are you, Fox? No, of course you're not.
You've been special again.
I'm always special. It's making sure it's straight that way and it's straight that way, and it's quite tricky because there's nothing really to compare it against.
That's it. And we want one of those.
What we want. Right, we've got a sticky up wedge.
Stefan Lars says, good evening. Just popping in as I saw you were still on. I'm guessing we're about close to the end. Yes, mate. We're coming off at past, mate. So, yeah. We've been fettling with the Bane Blades quite happily.
Yep.
Doing our thing. Keeping you all occupied.
More glue down there. There we go.
Yeah, go. That's better.
Right.
Get all the crud out of there, Festa, like so. There you go.
Crud.
And then there's a tiny, tinsy-wincy little bit in there. Now do this without amputating the end of your finger.
Always a winner. Never a chore.
Yeah,
I'll leave that alone now and stop fettling with it because it's never going to set in place if I keep fettling with it. It may not be 100% straight, but it's as far as I can tell.
Battle damage.
Well, if your battle damage makes your cannon not straight, you're in a bad place.
Yeah, but you never know.
As far as I can,
Designed for shooting around corners.
So I've got a little sticky up wedge now. It may not be big, but he's eager and ready to roll.
Bless you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's not how big it is, it's what you do with it.
I'll get the magnets done for that during the week. Do them off air. Dig out my box of tiny magnets.
Tiny magnets. The bin is likely being dropped into the collection truck over it being stolen. It could be.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it fell in. Oh, another one. Well, I went out to look for our bin the other day and it wasn't there. And I walked down about 5 houses and it was, this house had like the 4 bins on the driveway and the green bin that they'd taken was ours and it was right in the corner hidden behind the other 3. Yeah. And it's like, come on, when you grab the handle, you can see our house number on it. There's no way you'd thought that was your bin.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if the bin man had dumped our bin 5 doors down, you still look at it and think, well, that's not our bin.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, well, somebody must have nicked his bin. But I don't care, I'm taking my bin back. So
oh, yeah. If it ain't nailed down, it'll go, mate. But, you know, people sell them back to people, see. They go, oh, yeah, well, you know, because the council will charge you for a new one.
Yeah, like I say, I've got our number all over ours, so. Well, I actually got a rattle can of Citadel black primer or black spray and put it on, and it's like not durable at all in rain. So I'm like, okay, I might need to get some car paint maybe next time.
Yeah.
Citadel primer spray paints are great and durable on a tabletop model.
Yeah, but it's one of them, you know. Dare I say it? If people are determined, they'll take it.
Yeah, which makes it easy to spot when they put it out the week after.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's our bin. Yoink.
Yeah. So, yeah.
You sit outside with the shotgun and you just, you know.
Yeah.
You put
just frustrating, but
240 volts through it.
Yeah, it's not just us. There's quite a few around there where, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, I think I shall stop there because I'm just about done now.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm on a magnet hunt at the moment, so I shall do that when we're off air.
Cool. Well, tonight I have built the little turret that goes on the front there, the turret on the glasses plate.
Yeah.
I have installed the volcano cannon. Woo,
oh, nice one.
It's little, but it's powerful. That's the important thing. Doesn't matter how big it is.
Absolutely.
I've magnetised my little dude's area, if you pardon the expression, so he's on there now, so he can point at things while it's driving along. And I've assembled but not sorted out the big cannon. I've got to clean up the big gun.
So you're not far from me anyway, mate. To be honest with you.
Well, I've still got to do my sponsons and all the other greebles and bits and bobs.
Yeah,
I'm not that far off.
No, I mean I'm pretty much built. I'm ready for priming. So yeah, you know, it's just going around, double checking, making sure everything's suitably fettled. Might have another week of fettling next week. We'll see, because I want to do the whole just to check on that.
Yep.
All the other little bits are all inside, ready to go, ready to be primed. So I could probably get on and prime them. Yeah. Prime the gun, get that done. I've got to magnetise the aerial so I can. Yeah, so I can dig them out and find them for next week. So I'll get on and do that.
That's true. I've got to magnetise my aerials, haven't I? Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's probably it. So probably a bit more fettling next week, and then I can prime the main body of the tank. Then that week I can get all the dudes done and all of that lot in anticipation.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with it. I've got my modified aerial with a bit of brass rod.
Very nice.
Brass rod.
That's rather delightful, that, mate.
So yeah, just makes a difference. So yeah, I've got an additional cupola on the front there for a geezer to sit in. He's got to be magnetised yet, so I've got my magnets for them. Yeah, job done.
Was that all? Oh yeah, because you get oh that's right, yeah.
Yeah,
and then I like the cupola on the front.
Yeah, a big old gun ready to be magnetised. Job done.
Awesome. Are you going to put are you giving that front cupola a heavy stubber or something, or is he going to be a driver?
He's got a driver and he's got a gun. It's all in there, mate. That's what I was building while she was yattering, mate.
Lovely.
Yeah. It's in
It's
that's
all I
the
ever do.
doubles.
You know that.
I know. It's in there somewhere. Oh, there it is. There you go. Big gunnage. And,
Is your turret really?
and the barrel. Look at that. Drilled.
Oh, good lad.
Ooh.
Drill out the barrel.
Yeah.
Is your turret really stiff? Oh, you haven't got a
I
spinny
don't
one,
have a turret, mate.
That's right. I've just remembered that.
Yeah, you ask me that every week, mate.
I know.
Run your scraper around the inside periphery and it'll give it a little bit more nutty slack.
Nutty slack. Yes, it's normally not that tight.
Yeah. Well, something for the weekend, sir.
Steady now.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's where we're at, folks. So we're gonna wrap up for the evening and let you all disappear and go off and do your thing. And we'll reconvene this time next week, 9 p.m. at the bench for a bit more Workbench Wednesday, folks, for our lovely friends at eModels.
Is it a Monday show on Monday? I can't remember now. Or is it?
This coming Monday is a eModels Monday.
That's right.
Yeah, because we was off for the bank holidays, weren't we?
Yes.
So yeah, we got one up. And is it Chrissy's store or is it mine?
I think it's Chrissy's because we had to cancel the last show, didn't we?
Yes, we did. So yeah, it'll be Chrissy's store. Yes, because the website went down, didn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no worries. So it'll be Chrissy's store on Monday. And then obviously you can join me and Fox for a frolic on Friday and our usual streams over the weekend, peeps.
Yep.
Massive thanks for the guys at eModels. Don't forget, if you want one of these, head over to emodels.co.uk, your one-stop shop for all model making needs.
All your model making needs. There's also a link in the description below the video.
Absolutely, folks. And we'll see you on the next one.
Yep.
Bye for now. Bye.
Adios, amoebas. Bye. Done. La. And we can talk to each other. Woo-hoo. I don't know what it is that's doing it. I can't even begin to think what it might be at the moment. Because everything I can turn off. I'm not really worried. I mean, if it just could suddenly switch to streaming, it's like 2 minutes. Stick with it. It was weird though, because it's like I said, normally when it happens, you disappear from my screen completely. I'm just left on my own, but I can still see and hear you. So it's like, what's doing this time? I don't know. Yeah, but you were still on my end, and you're still live and active. So it's like, I have no idea what that was. I don't know. Huh? Oh well.